Speakerfocus.com. This is Kevin T. Robertson. I'm CEO, and I am your facilitator this evening. We are going to go over a couple of ground rules first. Number one, if you have a question that you want to ask, please make sure that you hit the hand button. When I see your hand go up, then I will unmute you. Everybody's going to be muted for the call. I will unmute you. And when you finish asking your question, make sure you hit the hand button, just take it down so it makes it possible for someone else to ask their question. Also, this is going to be an hour-long call, and I will be facilitating any questions throughout the call for our online students who are enjoying the Speaker Focus platform. Again, I'm Kevin T. Robertson. It's about an hour-long call. I will be facilitating any questions, and today's topic I'm going to be talking about is how to diversify your service offerings during a time where we're going through the pandemic. Now, me personally, you know, my business partner, Austin Troy, is keeping me busy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm like the hardest working man on the internet right now, okay? I always got something I have to be doing. So I don't really have a lot of time. I really haven't expended a lot of time talking about the pandemic. I mean, if you are one of those kind of people where you're locked into looking at the news and checking out what everybody else is doing, great. You know, you can get some great information. What I learned is there's a lot of misinformation out there, just like it is about professional speaking. So I'm not a pandemic expert. I am not a pandemic subject matter expert. I am not a leading authority. I do not work for the CDC. I tell you who I do work for. I work for Speaker Focus. And I don't give a damn about nothing except for helping you understand what you need to do to understand the world of professional speaking. So what I'm going to talk about today is uncovering, giving you some industry insights about what's really going on in the conference industry. So I'm going to be pulling pages out of my 34-year plus business in the conference industry as a professional speaker. And I'm going to share with you my experiences of working with over 2,750 conference coordinators and meeting planners, because that's how many paid speaking engagements I have under my belt, to help you understand how conference coordinators think. Let me just share this with you real quick. A lot of you on our platform, whether or not you've been on there for a long time, whether or not you just jumped on and you're just starting today in module 1, I'm here to tell you, you have got to stop thinking like a speaker. Get out of that mode for a second. What you are is you are a speaker. Yes, you are. You are a specialist, a subject matter expert, a leading authority, and you are a specialist. Okay? You're a trusted advisor. You're a service provider. You're someone who should be thinking about marketing 24 hours a day, and you should be studying consumer behavior. Let me elaborate. Oh, you say KTR, like consumer behavior. Let's not get it misconstrued about what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about consumer behavior like you're going in to purchase a tangible product. I'm talking about consumer behavior from a service aspect. Number one, who is your target buyer? Who is your target audience, and who is your target market? Do you know your target buyer? We talk about this in module number 2. I break down in great detail about who the target buyer is. If you didn't do your homework or you missed it in module number 2, I talk about the conference coordinator, AKA target buyer, event planner. They are the person who is directly responsible for purchasing professional speaking services. So what you should be doing, professional speaker, you should be studying the target buyer and how they think. If you want a good read, and I highly suggest you go to my LinkedIn page and look at the article that I just posted yesterday about industry statistics. I'm going to be breaking much of that information down in this call. And I want you to understand what the facts are. When you schedule a call with me, I'm the only person in our space that you can actually get on the phone who has the balls or guts enough to tell you about this stuff. Everybody else is pushing you into being a motivational speaker. We're not interested in supporting that on this platform. We want you to be a professional speaker, one who knows how to transfer knowledge at a high level and hold people's attention for elongated periods of time. So here are some insights about your target buyer: conference coordinator, meeting and event planner. I've interviewed thousands of them. I've serviced thousands of them. I've had little chit chats away from the stage, and I know what pisses them off when it comes to speakers. I know what speakers do to make themselves look unprofessional. I know what the conference coordinator is talking about behind closed doors. I know when they look at you like you're a clown, they let it dump right off to the voicemail and never want to hear from you again. Now, if you're interested in marketing yourself as a motivational speaker and getting hung up on, and most of you still are not highly trained, and this is what we teach you how to do in module number 2, before you go to market with your sales tools, you got to be able to connect with the target buyer and speak to them in a language that they understand. Most of you are horrible at reaching out to the target buyer. So you don't think I'm throwing darts and spears at you. Let me give you an example. Let me share a story with you. Another post that I put up just this morning, by the way, if I'm sick of hearing about people who are bored. If you are not pushing out content with your phone that you can just hold up in your face and pushing out content and scale right now, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your time. So what did I talk about in one of my posts this morning? I talked about how many of you are not acquiring a new skill set during a time when we're going through the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic first started about 60 days ago. You should be over the initial shock of everybody talking about the pandemic. It's a lot of people you're listening to, they're not even subject matter experts. You have to stop listening to all the wrong people. So let me go back to our target buyer. The only one that matters in the speaking industry. It's not about you and how great and how super fascinating that you think that you are, even though a lot of you are. It's not about that. It's about you delivering value to the target buyer. So let's get some insight on, number one, how the target buyer thinks. And then I'm going to break down how you should be thinking and your sales tools that you need to get to them to even get on their radar. Because right now, the fact of the matter is that they don't even know that you exist. You've got to learn to get on their radar. Increase the level of awareness from the target buyer to let them know, okay, I'm here. And you've got to learn to build a marketing machine. So here's how the target buyer thinks. What they're looking for. Pre-pandemic, during pandemic, after the pandemic is going to be even a bigger buying frenzy than there's ever been before, because only thing you're doing right now is holding everybody back. It's going to be a jailbreak. And the question is, are you ready with your professional deliverables to speak to the target buyer in the language that they understand? Many of you are not, because you're taking in too much reality TV. You should be creating content. So the target buyer thinks like this. This is how they think. When I tell you I've had conversations with them before, intimate conversations, fireside chats, behind closed doors kind of conversations. They're thinking, why should I hire you? What makes you so special? Why should we even be listening to you on the phone right now? Now, these are all valid questions. So you should be prepared. You should be prepared as a professional speaker to answer some of these questions. Because typically when they start asking you these questions, this is what most of the people, this is what they do. This is what motivational speakers do, by the way. So what do you speak about? Well, like, like I know how to motivate people, right? And I could get them to do what I need them to do because everybody wants to hear my story. And that's really not saying anything to the target buyer. The target buyer, if you haven't forgotten, and if you did, I want you to refer back to module number 1. What does the target buyer, what do they purchase most? The number one bookable and most requested topic at conferences, at corporate meetings and events worldwide. Doesn't matter what market you're in. Youth market, speaking to kids. Faith-based market, speaking to churches. Government contracting market. The college market, or the corporate and association market. It doesn't matter. The number one topic that they book is the most requested is leadership. So you should be you should be creating topics that the market is already buying. You should be creating topics that the market's already buying. Follow the formula in module number 1 and create topics, titles, and descriptions so you can speak to the target buyer in the language that they understand. Now, in case you forgot it, let me go over it for all of those who are going to be seeing this broadcast post this Zoom meeting and those who are not on the Speaker Focus platform or in our coaching program right now. The target buyer, they want you to help them out with 3 things. Number 1, see, again, understand, get out of your own way. Stop thinking about you. A lot of you are selfish. You're way too selfish. Forget about you and your needs, because if you don't help the target buyer get what they want, they're not going to give you that check for $5,000+. So forget about you for a second. Think about the target buyer. Look, listen, if you don't penetrate this, you're never going to get a booking. This is how they think. 3 questions. Number 1, are you going to give my audience key takeaway strategies? Again, number 1, are you going to give my audience key takeaway strategies? Number 2, are you going to help my audience? Remember, I'm the target buyer. I'm the conference coordinator. Don't look at my face like I'm your speaker coach right now. Look at me like I'm the target buyer. I got a check in my hand for $5,000, $7,500, $10,000, $15,000 in my hand right now. I want to give it to you. But are you helping my audience achieve desired outcomes and achieve their learning objectives? Key takeaways, desired outcomes, and their learning objectives. This is what I need you to do for my audience. Forget about you. I don't care about you. I care about what you can do for my audience. I keep trying to tell all of you. And you want to know why some of you, KTR, you overdosing, you're ODing. Okay, that's fair. But do you want to stay in broke, begging, and desperation mode like I was early in my career? It took me 7 years to figure this shit out. Do you have 7 years? You don't have 7 years. Some of you don't got 7 days. You need to figure it out in 7 minutes. And listen to what I'm saying. The target buyer is only interested in hiring you if you could, listen, they're a gatekeeper. They're not going to put you in front of their audience and give you the key to unlock the gate unless you can prove to them that you can help them with some key takeaways, help their audience achieve desired outcomes, and help them achieve their learning objectives. And if you can do that, that means you add massive amounts of value. If you can position yourself, we talk about this in module number 2. What is your niche? Are you all over the place looking like the Chinese food carryout store in the hood? Or do you specialize in doing one thing? Do you sell chicken wings and fries, pizza, subs, hamburgers, and hot dogs? Do you do all of that? Are you all over the place? Ask yourself that question when you're designing your topics. Remember in module 1, you're supposed to have 4 signature programs under the flag of leadership or empowerment. Those are the 2 major topics that they purchase anyway. And then your niche can be psychotherapy. Your niche can be entertainment. Your niche can be childcare. Your niche can be leadership like mine. Your niche can be speaker coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me close. When you visit me and Austin's social media pages, when you look at the content that we post, I don't give a damn about anything except for helping speakers. I dedicated my entire life to talking to speakers about how they can grow and learn these target buyers and learn how they think. See, when you understand how they think, you got the answers to the test. Now, if you have the answer to the test, you can put yourself in position where you are a specialist in your niche, a subject matter expert in your niche. Oh, it sounds so sweet when you say it like that. It sounds so crisp. It sounds so professional. It's dripping with attraction for money. Oh, by the way, you should be a leading authority. You should be a trusted advisor. My friends used to always ask me, I've been a celebrity insider since I've been 18 years old. How do you get a chance to go on tour with all these celebrities? Because they trust me. Because I get inside and I put the work in. I'm extremely organized. See, I don't care about anything. Listen, you want to have a conversation about sports? I don't care. Oh, and we all got our issues right now. You want to have a conversation about sex? Who cares? Is that helping me make money? You want to have a conversation about eating? I don't want to hear anything about eating. I got high blood pressure. I'm down 10 pounds right now. I'm drinking water and eating lettuce every day. I don't want to hear nothing about food. You want to talk about professional speaking? I'm your guy. You want to go to a platform where you can literally get $100,000+ worth of game I'm giving you every single day for free on my social media. You want to do that? Come talk to me. You want to join in on the Zoom calls right now to learn more information? Great. What we're not going to do is talk about a bunch of irrelevant, nonsensical bullshit that has nothing to do with you booking speaking engagements. Listen, some of you need to smarten up, okay? Because you're watching way too much TV. And I'm not here to throw darts at you and tell you what you should be doing with your time. But don't be complaining. I'm seeing way too many posts right now with people talking about I'm bored. Are you kidding me with this shit? You're bored? For what? You should be reading, doing research, digging in your signature programs. By the way, if some of you are not doing your homework, and I know you're not, there's no cutting corners. There's no skipping steps. Some of you are turning their half-assed signature programs or homework assignments. You email it to me, you send it through the platform, and you are not really putting forth the effort. I know you're smarter than that. You just don't want to sit through the pain. I know it hurts when you're creating these signature programs. I gave you a template so you can follow what I have in there. Now, don't just be jacking my language, okay? Because we've had that instance before. Some of you don't use the same signature programs that you see me use. Has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not your brand, it's mine. You're supposed to take the formula and take the template and come up with your brand and your logo. I know it's difficult, but remember, your best skill is not your ability to speak. Oh, some of you are talking more than your friends on the phone than you're talking to target buyers. Again, what are you doing with your time? Your friends can't help you, okay? They haven't been through this pain. They haven't went through the blood, sweat, and tears like I have in a lot of my contemporaries. See, I'm not any better than you, but I know how to market better than you. You should be having the same conversation with some other people that's coming up behind you. Hey, I remember before I took KTR's coaching program and I got on the Speaker Focus platform and I didn't know what I was talking about, but I do now. Y'all gotta get out of begging, broke, and desperation mode. It's a mindset. Smarten up. You better understand what the target buyer is thinking right now. Oh, you know what the target buyer is thinking? For all of those who are unprepared right now, let me break something down to you. All of the conferences that, oh, by the way, you think conferences are getting canceled? No. Some of them are getting canceled, but not the majority. They're getting postponed or rescheduled. So you know what happens when you get a speaker like me? The most tour days I did was back in 2007. I did 152 tour days internationally, 152. Yes, I broke my record. The year before that, I did 150. But they was dangling a $20,000 check in my hand, so I took 2 more speaking engagements because I really wanted to have a nice Christmas. Okay? So I did it. 152 tour days. So now, the conference coordinators, somebody that's busy that carries a full schedule like me, in September when you want to reschedule, they're not going to be able to book me. You're going to have to work out something else, maybe a 6 months or a year from now. And I'll give you a makeup date. That's what speakers do, by the way. When you take a 50% non-refundable deposit, I can give you a makeup date. But guess what? I already got something booked. When you want to reschedule for September the 17th, I already got something booked on that day. I've already taken another deposit. I've already signed an agreement. I have a commitment. It's not my fault because of act of God. See, that's what you call it in your speaker engagement agreement. By the time you get to module 6, you're going to have a download for your speaker engagement agreement. And in your rider, there is an act of God clause. We can't do anything about the pandemic, flights, weather, natural disasters. These things happen. You know how many freaking pandemics I've been through in a 34-year professional speaking career? This ain't nothing new to me. Smarten up and think about what the conference coordinator is thinking about right now. You know what they're doing? They're not canceling events. They're postponing. So when they postpone and the speaker that they booked originally is not able to take the gig, oh, who they gonna hire? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go through some people that's online right now that I know. I know this already. Karis Reed, she's one of the top female empowerment speakers in the country. Oh, Fred Dorsey just signed up for our coaching program. Fred is a top leadership and real estate professional. Fred was blowing up our email in the text messaging left and right. KTR, I need you to check this out, bro. Check this out. He's got his head in it, ladies and gentlemen. He is picking up a new skill set. So when the jailbreak comes, and believe me when I tell you, it's not if, it's just when the conference coordinator starts booking speaking engagements again. When they start rescheduling, here's what the conference coordinator is doing right now. Typically, it's a group. They're on there. They're doing Skype calls. They're doing teleconferences. They may not be meeting face-to-face, but they're still meeting. I call them key decision makers, all the people on the conference committee. Miss Johnson, Miss Jackson, Miss Jones, Mr. Abrams, Mr. Phillips, Miss Bennett, all of them are sitting there thinking about one thing. What's going to be the venue that we have when all of this stuff is over? And the next thing they're going to talk about after they book the venue is who's going to be our speakers. Oh, you must think that the conference coordinator is going to do all the facilitation. You must think that the conference coordinator is going to get on the Zoom call like I'm doing right now and do the teaching. You must think that the conference coordinator is a specialist and a subject matter expert and a leading authority and a trusted advisor in the leadership category like you are. No, they are meeting planners. And the ones who book speakers at the $5,000 and plus level and above, they're professional meeting planners. They take care of the banquet and the catering department and the logistics at Mandalay Bay. And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And if you think for a second, for those of you who are uninformed, shook, scared, and afraid, let me calm your nerves for a second. Listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Whenever something happens with the conference coordinator and things start slowing down in the conference industry, all they do is they have a plan of contingency. It's like for some of my friends that work for the Office of Emergency Management. Whenever something happens with the Office of Emergency Management, they don't panic. FEMA doesn't panic, ladies and gentlemen. They have something called a plan of contingency in place. And when the plan of contingency starts to move forward, as soon as they have a breakdown, the plan of contingency gets implemented immediately. And that's all the conference coordinator is doing right now. They're having meetings and they're still booking speakers and they're still looking at speaker info kits and websites and speaker video demos, and they have to lock down the talent. The training industry in the corporate arena, it's a $6+ billion industry. There is a growth rate of 6.5% to 12% a year. Get the facts first before you start talking about the speaking industry. You don't know what you're talking about. Get the real deal. So the reason for this is because the conference coordinators, they have 3 budgets. Remember this. They have a budget for your fee. Then they have a budget for your travel. Then they have a budget called the continuous education budget. They're going to pay your fee. Conference coordinators, when the pandemic is over, don't worry about it. You may not have to pay $100K. but 75K is probably going to be more in alignment if you want me to come speak at your conference. I'm not doing any touring anymore, but as soon as Austin gives me the green light, probably going to be more like 75,000. Now, we'll get back to me later. For the rest of you who are starting out at the $5,000+ level, you should be thinking about, at the conference coordinator, is thinking about organizing right now. You have to be extremely organized in the conference industry. So they have to align all the talent. And I'm telling you that the ones who are the most prepared, when the jailbreak happens, there's going to be a lion's share for the professional speakers who have the proper sales tools and who can articulate their brand the right way and speak to them in a language that they understand. And the ones who understand how the conference coordinator thinks. The conference coordinators aren't scared of you. Remember, the conference coordinator, your number may hurt, but their number doesn't. You have a document called the speaker negotiating menu. Is it instances where you're going to take less? Yeah. But then you're going to pick something off the speaker negotiating menu if you have to be flexible with people as you're ramping back up to your normal fee. Then you're just going to choose something that's of equal value. When you get to module 6, you'll be able to see in the speaker toolkit, you'll be able to see a speaker negotiating menu. Everybody's like, oh, KTR, what if we have to take less? It's when you take less. It's what you do when you have to take less. There's instances that you have to manage it properly. Just make sure you get something of equal value. If your fee is if your fee is $7,500 and the conference coordinator says we only got $5,000, we'll get something of value that's $2,500, like a testimonial video, right under the logo and the signature at the conference. Make sure you get 3 testimonials, 3 leads from people in their industry or some of their colleagues. Make sure you get some pictures. Make sure that their video department comes down and gets the content. See, that's about $2,500 worth of stuff right there. Okay, I'm good. A lot of you are devaluing yourself because you don't know how to ask for your fee. So that's why we talk about that also in module number 2. Now, I'm ready to open up the floor for some questions. But remember, think about how to target buyer. Think about the psychology of the target buyer. Do you have something of value? If you have something of value, they're going to go find your money. If you got it and they want it and they need it, they're going to buy it. It's just that simple. And think about what you should be offering to the target buyer to create value and keep your worth very, very high. Okay, you should be creating some sales tools so you can let the sales tools do all the talking for you. You've got to stop talking so much. And we talk about managing the sales cycle from contact to close in module number 2. I give you the specific verbiage to utilize with the target buyer. And I also give you the right tonality. Again, it's all about speaking to the target buyer in a language that they understand. You know why Amazon is number 1? You know why Walmart is like real tops in sales? Because they know what you're going to purchase when you do it. They got your credit or debit card that you use on a regular basis. You know the one you use where the magnetic strip is barely working right now because you burn it to the ground every week. They have all your data. They know when you shop. They know what time you shop. They know what you're going to purchase before you purchase it. You and a whole bunch of other people in your general area. So when the inventory starts getting low, automation sends a signal to the computer, send stuff back there because Kevin needs the same products that he buys every single month. They can see you coming. Now, the key is, do you know your target buyer like you know one of your kids? Do you know? If you don't know, I suggest you study the strategies and rules of engagement for the game of chess. I've known how to play chess since I've been in the 4th grade. My question to you, do you know how all the pieces move across the board? Because when you don't, that means you're going to be broke sitting home with an empty calendar. The target buyer wants value. Remember, key takeaways, help them achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. That's how you get past the gatekeeper. That's how you get on their radar. That's how you make them let you know you even exist with your sales tools. Let the sales tools do the talking for you. You have examples for the website in module number 2. You have my personal speaker info kit that I've used to make millions of dollars. Okay? You have a version of a speaker video demo. Some of our coaching students, by the way, are doing some outstanding. Anthony Robertson has one of the best speaker video demos he shot from his iPhone. His assistant Arthur shot it from his iPhone. This cat was up in the mountains. He has a, don't steal it either, any of you, because this is his signature program, not yours. He has mountain-based leadership. Anthony Robertson he has some mountains behind him. He lives in Arizona, so he has some mountains behind him. And this cat sitting there, it's kind of like an off-camera shot. Like my face is turned to the side and the camera was like this. And he's talking about mountain-based leadership with some freaking mountains behind him. Guess how much it cost him to produce that? $0 for his speaker, video demo. And he put it together with a nice website and a nice speaker info kit. So if you haven't forgotten, what you should be doing with the target buyer is getting them the right sales tools. Making sure that you put yourself in position where you have the proper formatting for your speaker info kit. All of your signature programs should be laid out. Topics, titles, descriptions. We talk about how to create headlines in module number 1. Just follow the formula, very specific. Now, after module 1, you should have a message to sell. Far too many speakers are trying to go score a touchdown without having the football in their hands. That is the equivalent when you don't have your messaging organized. So smarten up and get your message organized and follow the formula. I've already made the mistakes for you. You think I haven't? I've had hundreds of conference coordinators hang up on me because I didn't know how to talk to them the right way. You think about the engagements that I booked. If I would have booked every single engagement with every call that I have and all the doors that slammed in my face, I'd have booked 6,000 speaking engagements. I want you to think about that for a second. When you're over there and you don't have any activity. Oh, some of you are talking about, I'm bored. I'm so bored. What are you doing? From sun up to sundown, you should be consuming the speaker industry. And if this is the business that you want to thrive in, and you're not doing that with all your discretionary time, I know some of you still got a job. It's okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you're doing after work. I don't know. You want to be a good family person? Good for you. I want you to love your family. I want you to love your kids. But you got to break away and you got to learn to be selfish in a positive way and start consuming some of this information. Because it is not going to last forever. Did you realize that in our industry, because of technology, we are in the most glorious time to be an entrepreneur. We are in the most profitable time in the history of the world to be a professional speaker, ever. $6 billion training industry, and you tell me you can't get some of that? Some of you tell me what your goals are. Oh, KTR, I just want an extra 250,000. I could do 250 in my sleep as a speaker. I don't know. What, you get $5,000? All you got to do is just do 25 engagements a year. All you got to do is just do, how many do you want to do is the question. Are you connecting with the target buyer? And do you know where the hot leads and the prospects are? And if you do know where they are, as we talk about in module 2, then you're going to know that when eventually you're going to have to talk to the target buyer. You're going to have to connect with them in some kind of way, either electronically, either telephonically. And when you get on the phone with them, you are going to have to give them value and do a needs assessment, not tell them how great you are. That's why some of you are failing, because you don't know how to manage the sales cycle properly. I see, I believe that's Wayne Weathers on here. Reverend Wayne Weathers on here. Stevie Harvey is on here. Stevie, give me some of that magic, bro. So listen, everybody, if you have some questions, use the raise hand feature, okay? Okay, I see Fred Dorsey has a question when setting up a website. Wait a minute. Let me check Fred's question out. Okay, if you have a question, yeah, oh yeah. Press the raise your hand feature, everyone, if you have a question. Anybody that has a question, just use the raise hand feature. Other than that, I'm gonna keep on going. So remember this, everyone. Brian Majors from Major Prep LLC just hopped on as well, has a phenomenal brand. Okay, listen to what I'm saying to you. We've been talking about the effects of that the pandemic is having globally. Has it had an impact on the economy? Yeah. Okay. So let me just give you a couple of insights so you know where speaker focus is and how me and Austin do business and what it is that we're doing to scale up and constantly make the platform bigger. We're bigger, better, faster, stronger. We're like the $6 million man. We're bigger, better, faster, stronger. Facebook all the way across the board has maybe cut their ad spend by like 35 or 40%. We've seen ads in our space go down by as much as 50%. So you know what we've done? We've tripled our ad spend. We're growing bigger than we've ever been before because we're online. Now, that being said, there are some industries that are languishing. There are some industries that are struggling right now. The speaking industry, yeah, are you seeing some flight cancellations? Yeah. Are you seeing some meeting planners have to move some stuff around? Yes. It's having an impact on everybody, but I'm telling you that they are still, okay, let's answer it like this. I wrote an article on my LinkedIn. I want you to go back. I did it a couple days ago, and I talked about there are people with opinions about professional speaking who don't know anything about professional speaking at all. See, I'm telling you what I know because I'm talking to conference coordinators. I'm talking to people who are still in the industry. I'm talking to colleagues. I'm talking to people that are getting through it just like we all are. And you know what all of them tell me that they're doing? I mean, if you talk to every last one of them, here's the mindset, including myself. I am just modifying my service offerings because now what's happened is that maybe the on-site meetings are not happening, but you know what is happening? Zoom conferences like this, teleconferences, Skype meetings. Some of your clients may want to talk to you and you can still do one-on-one coaching with them, just like I've been doing with some of our international clients through WhatsApp, through Skype, through Zoom. This is nothing new to us. I saw this coming about 5 years ago. And thank God we're on the positive side of it where our business is flourishing, just like many other people are because we're online. Now think about that. What happens when everybody gets forced inside? You have 74.8% of millennials make a purchasing decision right through their smartphone. All right. So if everybody's on their smartphone, that was pre-pandemic. What do you think is happening right now? Everybody's ordering stuff online. Jeff Bezos is going to be even richer when this whole thing is done with. And there are other companies out there that are modifying, not changing up the game. Listen, I'm not switching up talking about, oh, I'm going to get out the game now. I'm going to sell a new version of mask because everybody else is selling masks. Listen, I sell professional coaching services. The golden triangle, remember, speaking, coaching, consulting. That's what I do. I don't sell masks. And anybody who is and you're flourishing, God bless you, make your money. I played a long stock game, just like Warren Buffett. This is what me and Austin are doing. We're studying, we're sleeping on the floor like Elon Musk. You see that couch back there? I don't give a damn about sleeping in the bed. I'm sleeping on the couch. You know why? The couch is right next to my office. There's the couch, there's my office, right on the other side. Sleep on the floor. Put all your extra business into, all your extra time into your business. All your sales tools, speaking to the target buyer in a language that they understand. It's a simple yes or no. If not, I don't know what you're doing with your time. Does anybody have any question? Oh, Fred Dorsey had his hand raised. Fred, I do apologize. Fred has his hand up. Fred, please ask your question. Fred, I don't believe I can hear you. Wait a minute, let me see. Austin, can we, I don't hear audio with Fred.
Hey, Fred, could you unmute yourself?
Fred, are you muted on your end? He has his hand up, but it doesn't look like he's muted.
Okay, well, it looks like you put it in the chat. So Fred's question was, when setting up a website, is it good to go with a Wix site that's free or better to set up a blog site first?
Okay.
So he's asking whether or not he should have a blog or a website first for his speaking business.
Okay, that's a great question. And Fred, I do apologize for the delay. Thanks also for handling that for me. So here's what I recommend. Now, when you do these free sites like Wix, and you take those measures to put your brand, remember you're building a brand, and it all starts with your website. Your domain name is very important. Now, Fred, I know you have a very popular name. So let's say if freddorsey.com is not available and you can just buy it through one of your domain companies that sell websites or sell domain names. Let's say maybe you're going to have freddorsey.speaks.com with the S on it. All right. Now you're going to point that domain name to your Wix site. Now here's the problem that I have, in my professional opinion. When you have Wix or any of that www. And I'm just using this as an example, www.freddorsey.speaks.com/Wix. And now you're opening yourself up to a free site. Then now maybe they're going to plaster the Wix logo all over the place. I don't want that stuff on my website. This is the logo that I want to see. I want to see Speaker Focus up there for the people that's coming to my Wix. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You got the pay plan as well, but you're going to get your money just like I'm getting my money. You're not going to piggyback off my website to sell your stuff. This is supposed to be for your brand. So the problem I have with free sites is that they often have their branded information tattooed on your website. If that's the route you want to take, I'd say that it makes you look low budget. Now, a lot of you don't have a proper website and you don't have the right kind of sales tools. You don't have a speaker info kit. So by default, the conference coordinator is going to put you in the category of a motivational speaker. I talk about it all the time. I'm the only one in the world, the only speaker coach that's not pushing motivational speaking. Everybody else, they want you to be a hype man. Great, no problem. So what happens is the conference coordinator, meeting and event planner, is going to put you in the motivational speaker category by default. When I go to your website and I see that you got a Wix site, I don't know. You don't want to invest in your speaker business and you got a free site? If you have a limited budget right now, to start where you are. I'm not knocking you. I'm not here to make you feel bad if you're putting together a free site. I'm simply telling you that I always look at it like the conference coordinator looks at it. Remember, stop thinking like you. Think like they think. Okay? Motivational speaker category, $0 to $1,000. They're not going to start taking you serious unless you get past the $3,500 mark. But when you start earning $5,000 plus, you're trying to attract a real conference coordinator. See, you got rookie conference coordinators, low budget coordinators booking rookie and low budget speakers. Now, if you want your website to look low budget, then get a free site. Fred, let me see, is it better to set up a blog site first or set up both the website and a blog? Now, we have a blog connected to our site. Now, you can have it connected to your Facebook or one of your other social network platforms. And then it's a nice portal for them to go to be able to get additional information. I would not recommend, I hear crazy stuff like this. Oh, when you're a speaker, you don't need a website. I got a Facebook page. Okay, that's a nice illustration. What happens when something happens on Facebook one day? Now you're telling me that the conference coordinator can't locate you on your own site? Control your brand with your own site. So many of you are trying to be cheap and you don't want to spend the money. But if you don't have the money, I want you to start where you are. There are some great websites out there. I don't like it when they advertise on your site. I'm going to leave it at that. Anybody else with a question? Anybody else that has a hand raised? Let me go back through here. Austin, if I'm missing somebody, let me know, bro.
Looks like we're good to go.
Okay. You know what? Now I'm going to open up the floor so I can get some feedback. Talk to me about what experience you're having on the Speaker Focus platform so far. I know we heard from Fred already. Karis Reed. Hi, Karis. I see that smile. I see you smiling, Karis. Hi. Karis, talk to me for a second. Talk to me about your experience. Now Karis was one of our, unfortunately, we had to phase out of one-on-one coaching because the demand was so overwhelming We are wrapping up with our students right now, and we're finishing up our one-on-one students, but the demand just became so high. My throat was sore all the time. My muscles on the interior and the exterior, my neck was always sore. And it's just not that much talking in the world. So I had to take the contents of my 34-year career and put it on an online platform. So Karis, tell me, I know that you sent me a text the other day. Karis is always so excitable. I love talking to her. Tell me your experience working with me thus far and the strategies and what it's done for your speaking career.
Oh, wow. First of all, Coach, good evening. And hey, Austin and all the other professional speakers here.
I love you, Karis. When the pandemic is over, I'm coming back to Texas to see you. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Awesome. I'm ready. That's okay. So yes, my experience has been, so phenomenal. It has taken me from the low self-esteem of a professional speaker to a high self-esteem of a professional speaker. And it has given me the awareness that I need to maintain the professionalism at all times on all my sales tools. Like when I first came to Speaker Focus, I had no idea what sales tools were. Like when I first started, someone told me, oh, just get your website and logo and you'll be able to get speaking engagements. And when I came to Speaker Focus, I was like in total shock. A good shock, but I was in total shock. So it's been
okay, Karis, I want you to back that up. I want you to say that to them one more time, because this is the kind of stuff that's happening out there that when you Google generic information, or people are giving you the wrong information or misinformation, or a lot of these platforms have weak, outdated, and vague materials. You said that somebody just said, go get a website and you can start booking speaking engagements. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
Now what kind of awakening did you have when you got on the first call with your brother, Kevin T. Robertson?
I had a rude awakening. It was a good awakening, but it was a rude awakening. Because I thought I had it together. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I did my little community speaking engagements, and I thought everything lined up, to get speaking engagements. And like I said, I was a long way from being where I needed to be, and actually from where I am right now. Like when I first started with Speaker Focus, like I say, my self-esteem and personal and professional speaking was so low, and now it's so high because I can see where I've grown. And when I read the homework, by the way, I did start with Speaker Focus 101, and I'm not gonna lie, I do miss it because it's like that intimate, that intimate 101 is so awesome. But this is my professional speaking folder, and I take this everywhere I go. I have a backpack that I carry with me. And before I got into the Speaker Focus program, it's like I was taking notes because, again, I was given false information. Carry around a notepad and write down your thoughts and then talk about it. And I'm like, okay, but I didn't know. I was ignorant to the professional speaking career. And so now I take my signature programs everywhere I go, and I add to my programs through my experiences or through something that I see, so that I can make a program that can be authentic to the target audience of women empowerment. Nice. So it's taken me to a whole nother level, and I'm so excited that I'm here. And now the online platform, the online school that you guys enroll me in, is even more astonishing, because it's like, man, it's so real and authentic. It's like I can see you as I'm going through the modules. I'm like, yep. I remember him saying that we were on the phone. Yep. And I'm comparing my notes that I have in my notebook, and I'm listening. Even though I'm only at 20%, I got to get back on the online platform. But it's like I still have this here, and it's like I don't know what it is, but this is like more attached to me than the online platform is. But I'm gonna switch that up because I know I need to go and finish the online modules so I can go on to the next. Because it is what it is. That's just what it is right now. You move to online.
Okay. Now let me interject something here real quick. Okay, so Karis was one of our more successful one-on-one students. When we came out with the online platform, she chose to go back in, do some more studying, some more research. Now, Karis, you didn't know how to organize your message. That's something you were really struggling with before you came to the platform. Tell me how, when we went over the art and science behind delivering a message and we had that session, tell me how that really helped you organize your message and really clarify what you're supposed to be sharing with your target audience.
Oh, wow. before I got with Speaker Focus, and I wrote down in my notepads what I wanted to talk about. And when I went to present it at a women's empowerment event, I was stumbling over the place. I didn't have a proper introduction. And when we went over the art and science and the Speaker Focus, it's like you give your introduction, you say who you are, and you say your name, where you're from, and that's it. Don't go into, all this extra conversations. Get to the point of who you are, where you're from, and then jump right into your signature programs. It gave me a structure and it gave me an order of how to professionally present myself and my signature programs up on the stage to get the audience's attention right off the bat, instead of having them, okay, now what's she going to talk about? What is this? So it made a big difference. The art and science of professional speaking.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. The ones who are our most successful students, I can ask them with my eyes closed. Now, I'm just doing this because, remember, this session is all about how to get through the rough times of the pandemic, and is it affecting our industry? And this is how target buyers are thinking. They are still planning right now. I could ask anybody in this platform who's been in our coaching program for a while what their signature programs are, and they know them verbatim. Watch this. If you're not saying your signature programs out loud to yourself at least 5 to 10, 15 times a day, I don't know what you're doing with your time. Brian Majors, I want you to type in, what is your mainstay headline? Watch this, everybody. Karis, what is your mainstay headline? What do you speak about?
I teach you on empowering principles that unfolds dreams.
Okay. You see how simple that was? See, I teach leadership strategies that magnify success. Tina Marie Rodriguez, life is a gift wrapped in precious moments. I got to hear from Tina Marie. Tina Marie, if you could type in the chat box, or if you could raise your hand or something, tell me what your signature program is. Brian Majors has an outstanding signature I see Brian Foster in there as well. Hey, talk to me. You tell me what your signature programs are. Wayne Weathers, what is your mainstay headline? You gotta be able to say it on site, because if you can't say it to the top, I teach leadership principles and empower preparation to magnify success. Brian Majors from Major Prep LLC. Brian is an ex-professional basketball player with the Harlem Globetrotters. He has a brand. He has a consulting company. He has a lot of things that he do, but he is a leadership speaker. You see, it's not hard. When you follow the formula, ladies and gentlemen, you will get the results. Now, Karis, my mother was an empowered woman just like you. Well, my mother is an empowered woman. I saw my mother working hard like 10 men when I was growing up. So, I got a soft spot for you and Tina Marie and Jaren Pippen. I saw her on there as well. Jaren's been taking a little bit of a break because her comedy career is blowing up. I'm glad to see her in here. Let me tell you something. Guys, I hate to say this to you, and this is not an ego thing. I got my guys working real hard, but the ladies are simply out hustling the males on the Speaker Focus platform. I'm not playing Karis, do I take it easy on you when we're talking?
No.
Ask Tina Marie, do I take it easy? I don't take it easy on none of y'all, but I want you to speak from a female perspective, because I talk to females a lot about when you don't have an organized message and you're not polished, poised, and professional, how you're all over the place and you're overly emotional, and then your message falls on deaf ears. Now, Karis, you have a very unique story. And when I heard it, I said, okay, we don't want that getting lost in the shuffle. So how has being a part of Speaker Focus and getting the structure, how does that help you as a woman business owner, articulate your vision to the rest of the world?
Oh, wow. It has helped me like quadruple my confidence in being able to show up for women who I was called to serve. And when I got into the Speaker Focus program, it has molded that empowerment and that strength of where I come from, my testimony, that it shouldn't be hidden, but I should, incorporate my pain and my experience with my stories, that I can be authentic and be real to my audience. And so now I have built a women's network called Destiny Walkers Network. And I have a tribe that I'm attracting that help women unfold their purpose, because speaking is a part of my purpose.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, it has incorporated me into that business woman.
Absolutely. That was well articulated and well said. See, just having a basic conversation, when you start learning the art and science behind delivering a message and you get more organized, it helps you out in every facet of your life. Okay, Brian Foster, another one of my top coaching students. Brian has done everything we ask him to do. We're working on his website right now. He's working on the speaker info kit, everything. Brian's not going to let the females outdo him. Not like it's a battle with the sexes here, but Brian said, Brian, my name is Brian Foster, and I teach leadership strategies that improve action. Okay? Don't threaten you, Brian. I love it. Anybody else that want to share your signature program, or anybody else that want to talk to me about your results that you're getting from Speaker Focus platform. Now, listen, a result is a result is a result. Doesn't matter if it's a booking. It doesn't matter if it's getting improved levels of communication. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? We're getting people results and helping them scale up to 6 and 7 figures on this platform, but you have to be willing to do the work. So if anybody else, Austin, just make sure I don't miss anybody that has their hand up. All right, I'm seeing more people in here. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving forward because I still got a whole lot much more that I want to talk about. Karis, thank you so much for sharing that. And if you got any more questions, don't hesitate to raise your hand. So what have we been talking about? We've been talking about thinking like the target buyer. We've been talking about you speaking to the target buyer in a language that they understand. Remember, you got to stop talking so much. You have to learn to let the sales tools do all the talking for you. And when you do, what that does is it heightens the level of awareness for the target buyer to even let them know that you exist. So I love it when other people start sharing. Somebody said, great stuff, sir. Wait a minute, who was that? Kijana, thank you so much, sir. Kijana said, great stuff. Kijana, I'm just here to tell the truth. I'm here to give facts. I'm here to tell you things that other people just don't have the balls or guts enough to tell you because they're stuck in their inhibitions. I'm one of the most freest people that you ever met in your life. I'm simply not afraid to tell it like it is. Now, Karis just said something that was very simple, but it was profound. She said, I needed to get to the point. And Karis, you weren't always there. In the beginning, you was like, oh, I'm kind of whole. She was kind of timid. I said, girl, you better let that lion out the cage. Come on, you better go out there and kill that elk or that antelope, but they're mine. Understand this. When you're a professional speaker, the staging area, this is your mindset. This is why you see that confidence in Karis. When Karis first came to me, she was very mild-mannered. You know, she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready to have the cake popping out the back of her neck like she does right now, right? She was a little mild-mannered. She's a little like hesitant. She wasn't sure if should I really share my story like that? I don't know. And for some speakers, maybe you're embarrassed about your story, about your track record. Maybe you don't like where you come from in your history, but let me tell you something. The most horrific thing that you've ever been through in your life, the most horrific thing that you ever been through, the abuse, the struggles, everything, that is not going to do anything but add extra value for the people that's in front of you. Your pain, your scars, your hurt, your level of sacrifice that you had to go through. You had to go through it all for a reason. So don't be afraid to share your story. All it's going to do is make you more money if you know how to market it the right way. But see, so many of the people on the platform, and I see so many people when it comes time to start creating content, and Karis does a great job at promoting Destiny Walkers. Karis is a great example of starting where you are. She don't have the whole game figured out yet, but every single day when you go to her social media, you see her doing something. Hey, coach, she'll text me. Hey, coach, check this out. Coach, what do you think about this? And we're always dialoguing back and forth. You know why? Because I know that she's always worth the time. Now, a lot of you have simply got to, let me transition into something else right now. A lot of you not taking it serious enough. All right. Now, I don't care whether or not you like it or not. I'm a coach. I'm here to make you feel uncomfortable. You got to become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. A lot of you are sitting on the couch and you got your job, or you're in a position right now. Listen, if you still got your job during the pandemic, bless you. You're blessed. You're fortunate. I hope you realize it. Wait a minute. Also, we got another question. That's Austin just saying, if anybody has a question, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. If we see the blue hand up there, I will answer your question. Okay, let me get to it again. Some of you are not taking your professional speaking career serious enough. You're spending way too much time doing other things, and you're spending too much time complaining. You should be studying the game. Now is not the time to retreat. Now is the time to empower yourself with as many skills as possible to make sure that you are prepared when the conference coordinator starts booking events. Conference coordinators are still booking events. The ones who know what's going to happen on the other side of this, believe me, people have been staying home. They can't keep everybody home forever. So it's so many of you out there that want to start rushing to grow your speaker business. One of the most rookie questions I hear during our sales calls, during the strategy calls, is how long do you think it's going to take me to start booking speaking engagements? That's like the number one question that I hear with everybody. And I can only tell it to you like this: are you tired? Are you tired of asking these questions to yourself? Because you aren't booking a damn thing until you build your infrastructure the right way first. And you're not building it, you're not going to book any speaking engagements unless you create the proper sales tools. And what do we talk about on the Speaker Focus platform in module number 1? What do we talk about first? Creating a message. It's too many of you out here that's stuck in motivational speaker mode, looking broke, begging, and in desperation mode like I used to be when I was in my early 20s. I've done enough of that for all of us. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you that perhaps it's time to do something different. Learn something that you never learned before. Maybe it's time for a lot of you to stop playing games with yourself and take it more serious. Because if you prepare yourself when the conference coordinators start booking speaking engagements again, and you start developing the right kind of sales tools, I call it, ladies and gentlemen, learning the speaker game. Sometimes I have to talk plain to you. I have to talk to you in terms that you understand. I have to talk to you where I'm from. Let me tell you where I'm from, okay? I'm from the same place that Kevin Durant is, Seat Pleasant, Maryland. I'm a curly-haired little kid that grew up in Seat Pleasant. Then I moved to Capitol Heights. I grew up in the hood, eating fried bologna and cheese sandwiches every day. Some of you can understand what I'm talking to you about right now. Now, a lot of our families were able to make it up out of those situations. And in the 80s, my dad got a better job and he was able to move us to the suburbs. So I was fortunate that my bus route where I moved to took me to a science and technology school. So Martin Lawrence was in the same grade as my brother. So Martin was so funny in art class. The teacher used to stop art class. Say, Martin, listen, if you just stop disrupting my class with jokes, I will give you the last 5 or 10 minutes for every class and I'll let you do stand-up. He used to have people in stitches, okay? So I'm telling you that I was in a high school full of the thug guys, all the way up to the people that's, some of my friends I went to high school with, they're rocket scientists now. Some of them fly jets. I mean, they're pretty smart. Me, I was diverse. I was a great writer. I was in a band. I was into music. I was into art. And of course, I knew how to run my mouth, always. But let me tell you something, a lot of you, having the gift of gab is not enough to make it as a professional speaker. A lot of you know how to talk real slick, just like I used to know how to talk. It's not enough. You've got to get professional. The conference coordinator is not interested in hiring a hype man, Flavor Flav. They're not interested in hiring that. They're not interested in hiring a motivational speaker. Okay, perhaps you want to get thrown in the same category as maybe 80% of the YouTubers out there. Maybe you think professional speaking is screaming and yelling at somebody from the sidelines like a football coach, and it's not. You have got to be incredibly skilled. And it's way too many of you trying to rush to get to the market, and you don't even understand. I call it the speaker game. Do you understand the speaking game? Like I know how to play chess. I know how all the pieces move across the board. If you don't know nothing about chess, I suggest you go learn how to play, because the speaker game is a whole lot like chess. The pawns on the first move on the chessboard, they are allowed to move 2 spaces off the first move, and then they could take the piece on their own color on the diagonal. If I can get my pawn all the way to the end of the chessboard, if you take one of my pieces, I get my piece back. Let's go to the back row. The rooks on each corner of the chessboard, they call them the castles, but they call rooks. The rooks can move on a horizontal axis up and down the board just like that. If I want to go and take your piece all the way across the board, I'm going to do it with a rook. A rook is a real nice piece to get you in checkmate. Now let's move in a little bit more. If you don't know the speaker game like I'm telling you about chess right now, you need to be doing some more work. And if you're not learning the speaker game, if you want to get in it, and I'm not even talking about the people that's on our platform right now, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your time. Besides telling your friends you want to be great, besides hanging out at the cookout, telling people that because you can talk a little bit more slick than they can, you think that's professional speaking, and it's not. That's what I used to think. The inside, right next to the rook, you have the knights. Some people call them the horsies, right? The knights. They move on an L shape on their own color, all the way across the board. I can get you in checkmate with the queen and the knight if I'm in the right position. Okay? And you move in a little bit more, then you got the bishops. They move on a diagonal on their own color. I love getting people in checkmate with the bishop. And then you move in a little bit more, and then you have the king and the queen. The queen is like your woman in your house, bro. She does whatever she wants to do, whenever she wants to do it. You know what the king does on the chessboard? And when you get the king in check, it's checkmate when you get the king in there, bro. The king can do what on the chessboard? He moves 1 space at a time. You want to be restrictive in your professional speaking career? Don't get any skills. You want to get checkmated like the king? Don't learn anything about what, just do everything opposite of what I'm telling you right now. Back up to the beginning of the video. Now, let's talk. And let me back it up a little bit. If you missed my article on LinkedIn, I want you to go to it right after this Zoom call, because I talked about to speak or not to speak. That is the question. Do you want to speak or don't you? A lot of you are holding on to this dream of being a motivational speaker, and I hate to ruin it for you. But when you look at one of my dear friends, my mentor, my colleague, when you look at Les Brown, now Les is in his 70s now. But when you look at Les and many of his contemporaries back in the late 80s and early 90s, if you were a motivational speaker, ladies and gentlemen, you were God-like. You could part the Red Sea and walk on water. It used to mean something if you were a motivational speaker. And then let me tell you what started to happen. Listen to somebody who's been in it for 34 years. I saw it with my own eyes change. And I used to suffer because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the speaker game. Like I just broke down chess to you. So here's what happened. Tony Robbins came along, another colleague, right? Tony comes along. Tony has a little bit of a gimmick. He starts walking on fire. Tony doesn't even like it when you call him a motivational speaker to this day. You know why? Because he is a leading authority in neurolinguistics programming. Tony gets inside a part of your brain, break you down, give you the skill set right on the spot, have you walking over fire. Tony's really good at doing that. So he had people literally, he doesn't do it anymore, but he had people literally walking on fire. Okay, great. Now, every little jackwagon thought they was Tony Robbins. And then, just like any other industry, it started getting messed up. Everybody started jumping on board and piling on with a lack of skill set. And they started to call themselves motivational speakers. Now, here's what happens when you get booked at a conference. The conference coordinator has something called an evaluation form. You are going to get critiqued about your performance when the conference coordinator books you. They booked you to speak. So then this is what started to happen. The messaging started getting watered down. If I hear another quote from a best-selling author, I'm gonna scream. That's why you don't hear me quote a lot. I want you to be the one who's getting quoted. If all you're doing is sharing quotes from other people, all you're doing is sounding like everybody else. What is your market differentiation? That's what speakers are doing. You're just regurgitating shit that you hear somebody else say, and it's not your brand. And that's what makes it difficult, because the conference coordinators start getting wise. They start saying, wow, I heard this before. You sound like this speaker, or you sound like that speaker. Now they start trying to compare you to other speakers because you sound like them, because all you're doing is quoting them. All you're doing is being a hype machine. You're not adding any value. And the conference coordinators start getting pissed because they are responsible for many of their members, their constituency. They have people who pay membership fees to them. I'm talking astronomical fees to come to these conferences. The conference coordinator said, okay, we're done. We are tired of booking motivational speakers, especially on the $5,000+ level. For those of you who are in the corporate market, they don't give a damn about motivation in the corporate market. You know what they care about? ROI, return on investment. Can you provide that with your professional speaker services? These are the things that we teach you how to do on the Speaker Focus platform. Now, so the conference coordinator starts saying, okay, we're tired of motivational speakers. What we want is a specialist. What we want is a subject matter expert. What we want is a leading authority. What we want to hire is a trusted advisor. Now, when that happens, and you're dealing with a person that has a high level of skill, here's what starts to happen. The conference coordinator says, this is a person I trust to put in front of my audience. It is not your audience. It is the conference coordinator's audience. They are the ones that hold the key to unlock the gate, because that's what they are. They're a gatekeeper. How do you think you're going to get past the gatekeeper if you don't have any value? If you don't have an organized message, which is what we teach you how to do in module number 1, to speak to the target buyer in a language that they understand, then they're not going to put you in front of their audience. They are sticking their neck out on the line for you. You think they're going to do that because you're a motivational speaker? Yeah, right. Now, I suggest you smarten up and learn this business like I just broke down chess, because if you don't, you're going to be sitting at home broke, in desperation mode, and struggling like your boy KTR was for the first 7 years of his career. I mean, my God, you have a better platform than I have. You should get it faster than I got it, because it took me 7 years. See, I was stubborn. Sometimes I had the money and sometimes I didn't. I said, I'm not paying that guy for no information. I'm going to try to learn it on my own. And this is not a business you can learn on your own. Go ahead and try it. Go ahead. Try to Google everything I'm telling you right now and see what comes up. Go ahead. Somebody do it. Anybody in the coaching industry right now, if you can get somebody on their sales team to talk to you like this, please, somebody email it to me. Every time I put the challenge out there, all I hear is crickets. Oh, I'm waiting. I'll wait. I don't hear nothing. You know why? This is why I was put here on this earth. I've dedicated the rest of my life to ensuring you don't have to beg like I used to beg, please hire me to speak. Now, it might not sound like that, excuse me, but here's what it does sound like. I'm gonna tell you what kind of clownery that I used to participate in. This is what you don't want to sound like to the target buyer. Hey, this is Kevin T. Robertson, and I'm a motivational speaker. And listen, I know you got this conference coming up. Listen, this is the reason why you should hire me. Let me tell you my story. Listen, I know how to motivate people. I know how to inspire them. I can get them excited. The conference coordinator rolls their eyes up in the top of their head and say, we got us another clown on the phone. A motivational clown. The first time when somebody told me what that sounded like, when a meeting planner told me she would never book me because I talk too fast. When the conference coordinator told me, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't have what it takes to speak to her group because I'm all over the place. When the conference coordinator told, this shit was heartbreaking. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Heartbreaking. I'm almost in tears right now, having to go to a part in my brain to tell you how it feels. I don't want you to have to feel that way because sales is hard enough as it is. But see, I wasn't taught the right way. Eventually, I did learn. I couldn't get it all in one place like what we have on the Speaker Focus platform. I had to build. I had to get a little bit over here, a little bit over there, because you think speakers in this industry are your friend when you go to your little fake ass Toastmasters meeting or your National Speakers Association meeting. And what you find out is that you're in a room full of people that don't know anything about marketing just like you. So I'm glad my mother raised me like this. Yeah, some of this shit hurts when I say it. It hurts me when I have to repeat it. My eyes were getting glossy when I was telling you how the conference coordinator looked at me. It hurt my ego. I said, damn, that's how they look at me? Like a motivational clown. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm respectfully requesting that you do not associate yourself with motivational speaking. Now, let me get back to finishing my story about Les Brown and all of his contemporaries. So after Tony Robbins, that's when the conference coordinator, everybody started jumping on the bandwagon. They weren't delivering value. And that's when they started saying, enough is enough. We're not hiring any more motivational speakers. I'm tired of hiring Flavor Flav for our conference. Okay? Yeah, boy. I'm tired of the hype. I want something real. I want a specialist, a trusted advisor, a leading authority, and a subject matter expert. Now, many of you, let me tell you what it takes to be in that category. It takes at least 5 to 10 years of being in one field, one industry, or have read 50 to 100 books or have the knowledge base equivalent to 50 to 100 books. That makes you a specialist. And many of you do something right now on a very high level. It's my double P formula. Passion equals profits. What are you passionate about? What are you? Wait a minute, hold up. Tina Marie said, this was an excellent, very valuable Zoom meeting I have, and it's, okay, I have, and it's possible. Tina Marie saying that it's possible. Wait a minute, let me see. All right, I'm just checking the meeting. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody's question. Austin, pop back in. Did I miss anybody's hand going up? Okay, I see everybody. Nope. Okay, all right,
you're good to go.
Okay, man. Hey, listen, I'm going in a little extra hard tonight because I got something in my spirit and I see some people's faces as I'm moving through. And I want, first of all, I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for your patience. It's not easy to hear another grown person tell another grown person, and this isn't tough talk, ladies and gentlemen. This is the way I am. And I'm the only one with the guts enough in this industry. They know it and I know it. And now you know it. To tell it to you like this. I wish somebody told it to me like this so I could have done something about it. Organize your messaging. And then if this is a business you really, really want to do, I'm going to break it down to you in a real simple format. This is what we teach you how to do on the Speaker Focus platform. This is going to help you get through pre-pandemic, during pandemic, after pandemic. If you missed it and you weren't with me and you weren't riding with me from the very, very beginning, if you want to get some finite industry detail information, you can go to my LinkedIn. I have an open profile. You can go to my LinkedIn. It's an article that I posted called "To Speak or Not to Speak." I break down exactly how the conference coordinator thinks and what they're doing right now during the pandemic. And it's about to be a jailbreak. Just like it is, a lot of you haven't had a haircut in 60 days, 30 days, 45 days, 2 weeks, except for the people that do it themselves, like me. Some of you need to go to the barbershop bad. Some of you need to go to the beauty salon bad. But when they start opening up those places, you are not even going to be able to get a seat. When they start opening up the restaurants again, everybody's going to overflood the restaurants. What do you think they're going to do when they start opening up the conference centers? In our industry, they keep building bigger conference centers every single year. I've been in this business for 34 years. It is not going anywhere. It's getting bigger and bigger every year. I've delivered over 2,750 paid speaking engagements in over 30 different countries. My workbooks have been translated in over 12 different languages. I have worked with bilingual, multicultural, and hearing impaired interpreters. I've delivered service to over 78 different nationalities. This is a global business, ladies and gentlemen. And for those who are listening to people that don't even know what they're talking about, are you on the phone with conference coordinators every day like I am? Are you talking to speakers who are struggling out there, who want to know how to get in this game? If you don't know, okay, Karis had a question. Karis, I'll take your question.
Yes, Coach. I don't mean to pause you right there, but when you say you had your workbooks delivered to all those countries, are you giving us a template how to incorporate our program into workbooks, or that was just something that you did for your speaking?
No, well here's what happens when you, now I don't know how to write Spanish, and I am taking Spanish lessons right now, by the way, because we have a large Latino following, and we're going to go into that space right now. So I'll probably be fluent in Spanish at least by the end of the year. All right, I got a great coach. Now, what happens is when I say my workbooks have been translated in over 12 different languages, what happens is I give them the curriculum in English, and then they print it out in their language. Okay. See, and then there's an interpreter there in my workshop or my seminar, and they are like, you know how you go to the UN and they got the little earpiece in for the people at the UN? All of them don't know how to speak English. They got an interpreter in their ear. The person at the UN is delivering the message in English, but everybody gets the message delivered to them in their native language. So you have to turn the workbook over, and then the workbook will be translated for you. Now, by the way, to answer your question, there are templates in module number 6 for you to develop curriculum and design curriculum. PowerPoint slides, that's right. Yeah, PowerPoint slides, Microsoft Word documents. In module 6, all you gotta do is download everything, take our information out, or put yours in. You got all the documents you need for your speaker business, and you ready to rock. Okay. You good?
Good.
All right, no problem. Okay, also make sure her hand is down in case somebody else has a question. If anybody else has any questions, don't hesitate. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your question is. I'm here to be of service to you. I'm here on a week-to-week basis, Monday, Eastern Standard at 6 p.m. to make sure that I give you insights, not only for our platform, but insights about how the professional speaking industry really, really works. So,
hey, Kevin, real quick, Natalie has a question, but she can't raise her hand. So I'll just open the floor for Natalie. I'm going to unmute her 1 second here.
Okay, Natalie. Well, I see that your expertise is awesome, Mr. Robertson. Natalie, please call me KTR like everybody else. And thank you so much for your time and your attention. You have a question?
Not a problem. I did. I was wondering if I had to pay some type of fee in order to even get started here.
Well, Natalie, I tell you what, well, what Austin's going to do is, and I'm going to have Austin put that in the chat, and he's going to respond to you. And what will happen is you'll go to www.speakerfocus.com/training. www.speakerfocus.com/training. And what will happen, Natalie, is you get prompted to put your email address in and look at a 30-minute workshop video. It helps me out tremendously, so I don't have to spend time talking about my story. And then you're going to schedule a call with me. You want to talk to me personally? Schedule a call with me. And if you, Natalie, when I was scrolling through on some of them, I saw you shaking your head a lot. You're doing a lot of what I call mind mapping. You're doing a lot of framing. You're saying, okay, what he's saying makes a lot of sense. I believe, I see how this can work for me, right? So obviously we want to work with the people who are serious like you. Schedule a call with me, Natalie, and let me give you a personal speaker assessment. Let me help you out with what your vision is. See? Let me customize the call for you and figure out what your message is and how we can get that message and package it. And then I'll break down what I'm getting ready to do right now, Natalie, is break down to everybody on the platform what they should be doing to get ready to go to their target market. Now, I'm going to have a different kind of call with you, but if you go to, and I'm Austin, please put the website in the chat box for those who are interested in going there and taking the training. Natalie, all you have to do is sign up for a one-on-one speaker assessment call. And there it is right there. Austin just put it in there. Thank you, Austin. So once you do that, you will get on the phone with me personally. And if you have a budget to move forward and you're ready, I already know you're serious. I'm looking at your face right now, okay? I know you locked in. We just got to see if this is something that's going to work for your budget so you can access the online modules and you can get this knowledge. Now, watch this, everybody. I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process because this system was designed for a reason. Oh, Natalie, by the way, did you have another question?
Not at this time. I did request a call from you and no one responded, but it's okay. That's in the past and
Okay.
we're moving forward.
No problem. Well, Natalie, we get a tremendous amount of calls, and the calls that we take first are the people that put on the application that they have a budget to move forward. And then sometimes if we have enough time in our schedule throughout the day for the calls that said they're maybe not prepared financially right now, we can accommodate some of those calls. But as you can imagine, because we run a successful sales funnel, the demand is just overwhelming. That's why I had to create an online program, Natalie. I just could not do one-on-one coaching anymore. It was just impossible. So we apologize if you got lost in the shuffle before. Perhaps it's a different time for you right now, and I'd love to have a call with you, especially since you're on the call and I could put a face with the name. At least I know now when I see that name run across, we'll be able to know and get on the phone with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope it's something you're able to do real soon. I look forward to speaking to you. Okay. Also, let me know if I'm missing anybody. Okay, I'm going to jump in here. Now, for the people that's still on, rocking with me, I surely appreciate your time. Now, I want you to understand that the Speaker Focus platform was put together to go in order. We do it in the right steps for a reason. Number one is the first module that we teach you is how to supercharge your platform skills. We're going to share with you how to organize your message. A speaker that doesn't have an organized message is begging for disaster. You cannot go to your target market without the right messaging. So we teach you how to organize the message and how to supercharge your platform skills. Then on the back end of module number one, we teach you how to organize the message so you deliver it very polished, poised, and professionally. A lot of you, I don't have an issue with your accent. I don't have an issue with your articulation. I'm not trying to change you as a man or woman, but you better have an organized message before you even think about having anything to sell. What do we sell as professional speakers? I call it your value-based service offering. What is your service offering as a speaker? Some of you don't even know what you're selling. Some of you don't know your market position. some of you don't know how to connect with the target buyer. So let me tell you what you should be selling. You should be selling value. You should be selling something like a video, a newsletter, some type of free report, some type of service offering. Your service offering are a speaker should have at least 4 signature programs, typically at least 4. Headlines, topics, titles, descriptions. Let me say it again. A speaker, before you can have a message to sell, you have got to learn how to create headlines that hook the target buyer into your messaging, get them attracted to your brand, get on their radar to even let them know you exist because they don't know you exist right now. And then you got to put yourself in a position where now I have a message. Now I have something to sell. Value-based service offering. Let me get the message organized first, and then let me learn how to present it. So we teach you the art and science behind delivering the message. I think we got another question. Is it Jason? Wait a minute. Okay, we got Jason. Jason, bear with me real quick. Austin to get it under control. Can you hear me, boss?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Jason. Hey, man.
How you doing?
Good evening to you, brother. Thanks so much for tuning in, man. I'm doing super fantastic, bro. How can I help you?
I had a meeting with Austin earlier.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
that'll work.
Austin, you want to say something?
Nah, I don't think so. Troy, you want to say something to Jason?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed our call earlier, and I think you're going to do great things with speaking.
Jason, talk to me, bro. Let's talk speaker shop. Let's act like it's just me and you in the chat room right now. What do you want to ask me?
First of all, I want to tell you I appreciate the information that you're giving us.
Okay. Very welcome.
The speaker game, that's the first time for me hearing that. When I spoke to Austin, I explained to him that I do like some speaking engagements right now with I'm a formerly incarcerated person.
Yes, sir.
I just, and I go inside the juvenile detention centers and the high schools and things like that. And some of them aren't really paying at this time, but I look at it as building a brand. I want to give back to the community too, but I got to pay my bills and I got teenage sons I got to take care of.
Yeah, I heard that, brother. And that's respect, and that's real.
So my thing is, before I even get invested in spend too much time trying to in this particular field, do you feel that it's a market for somebody that faced the struggles that I have, and that as far as like on a corporate level, or you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When I tell you I understand, I understand.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just say this. Now, Jason, I'm not sure if you were rocking with us. There's a lot of people in the call right now. I couldn't see everybody's chat box, but I couldn't see their video box, but I did see you in there, and I saw you shaking your head.
Absolutely.
So I could tell you was locked in and you was tuned in. Now, when the beautiful Karis Reed was giving her results about speaker focus, and Karis was, again, in the beginning, she was a little hesitant about sharing her story about women's empowerment. Like I really had to work with her in such a way to let her know, hey, Karis, I'm not here to judge you, okay? I'm here to help you tell that story. And I'm telling you that the most horrific things that you've been through in your life, I need that content.
Absolutely.
Right? Look at the story, Jason, like it's content, bro. What are we selling when we're selling the messaging, Jason? Content.
Right.
That's what it is. There's 4 stages of content that we have to manage as professional speakers. Jason, is contextual copy, the way the signature programs are created, the way the Facebook ad is written, the languaging to speak to the target buyer in terms they understand. Then the second one is pictures. The second one is video. And the third one is infographics. So you got to put contextual copy, pictures, video, and infographics in front of the right target audience who wants what you have to offer. So Jason, it's just me and you talking right now, bro. Okay? So it doesn't matter what you got incarcerated for. I don't give a damn. The conference coordinator doesn't want to do business with your social security number, which is what a lot of people that's been incarcerated run into a problem with. They have a difficult time getting a job. You can't vote. Okay, great. Well, guess what, Jason? I can't vote. I was facing 20 years. They was trying to send me to jail for 20 years. Out there acting like an animal for 5 years, pistol whipping crackheads, selling dope, selling drugs to pregnant women. Okay? I was fortunate. They was trying to give me 5 years just for the gun charge. So I'm talking directly to you right now. You're talking to a person who beat all the odds. Okay? I almost got shot and killed at least 3 or 4 times out on the street. Point blank range, I got a 45 stuck in my face like that. The guy was seconds away from pulling the trigger. The man upstairs had a different plan for me. Obviously, he had a different one for you as well. I'm telling you right now, we got 2 cats in our coaching program right now who Obama wrote them pardon letters. They're supposed to be incarcerated for life. I know one of the guys personally that was supposed to serve 2 life sentences, got his sentence commuted. Okay, now let's make the most out of it after. So you know what I started doing? See, I was taking it for granted because I was so wrapped up into the music business and I was so wrapped up into the street game. See, that's my background. My background is music and entertainment. But I had an affinity for business. Man, dope is just hustling just like I do professional speaking services now. Jason, it's just a different product. So what I learned is that how could I reinvent myself without my social security number being a strike against me? So you know what I did? I started learning about business because the conference coordinator doesn't want to do business with your social security number. They want to do business with your business. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you?
Absolutely.
Do you have an LLC set up?
Nope.
Okay. Then we teach you that in module 3, how to run a successful speaker business, how to set up your speaker business. Watch this, Jason. Now, the conference court, you're making a shell of yourself now when you incorporate, when you do a 501c3 nonprofit or you do an LLC. I'd recommend an LLC. It's typically the best business structure that will give you the most level of protection, right? It's like creating an outer you. It's like the Jason is the turtle on the inside and the LLC is the shell, right? When trouble comes, you know what the turtle does? They tuck everything inside and protect themselves. That's what the LLC does. You got it? Now, in module 3, we will show you how to set up your speaker business, how to register your business with the local Secretary of State. So you are in compliance and you're in good standing with your local Secretary of State. Then we'll show you how to take your articles of organization down to the bank and open up a bank account with a minimum of $100. Then we'll set up a payment processor like Stripe. That's the most secure one in the marketplace. That's the one we use to process all of our payments. Stripe. Now you can facilitate credit card and debit card transactions. And you can also go on the irs.gov site, fill out your SS4 form. That's sam.s SS4 form, and get your tax identification number within minutes. Now, Jason, you are set up as a legitimate business entity and you're ready to do business with the conference coordinator. Now, let me directly address the other question that you had. You asked me, is there a market for what it is that you do? First of all, brother, yes. Okay? Jason, you know what it feels like to eat some fried bologna and cheese sandwiches growing up in the hood? Huh? You know what that feels like?
Absolutely.
You know what that struggle feels like, bro. Forget everybody else in the chat room, right? It's just me and you talking, okay? I did it. I came up from the muck and mire of obscurity, came up out of the hood. When I had to lay my head down there, I was fortunate. They was trying to give me 20 years. I only got 6 months on home detention. I had to do 3 weeks in the county, and then I had to do 6 months with a monitoring band around my ankle. Thank God it was my first time getting caught. Obviously not the first time breaking the law out of 5 years. So during that time, I never forget it, Jason. They were playing Jodeci, Forever My Lady. I was in the back of the squad car, my hands behind my back, And this feeling of calm came over me. And as I heard the bars close when they put me in a holding cell, H12, shout out for everybody in Prince George's County, H12 right now. You know who I'm talking to. Some of you need to get it together. It's possible. As they put me in the holding block, this feeling of calm came over me, and I heard this voice say the clarity of focus. That's what my tattoo is, by the way, on my arm. It says the clarity of focus. You see that? Right? So that clarity of focus tattoo that I had with that dollar sign and my birth date at the bottom, that vision literally rained down on me the first night I got locked up. So I said, okay, focus. What is this? Where's this focus thing coming from? So I said, y'all are never going to get me doing this again. So obviously I get out. I got to get arraigned and all that kind of stuff. Before you go to sentencing, my attorney, shout out to Joe Valerio. And Joe Valerio showed me a law book. He opens it up, Jason, and said, now, Mr. Valerio had represented another family member of mine, one of my uncles, right? So he said, oh, hey, how's your uncle doing? Da, da, da. I said, oh, he's doing fine. He opened it up. He said, listen, if they catch you again doing the same thing as you're charged with, which was possession of a dangerous controlled substance and the use of a firearm, right? So if they ever catch you doing this again, you're going to do minimum 5 years. Don't even think about coming home. Don't call me. Well, you can call me, but I can't help you. I said, okay. You only got to tell me once because I got it, right? I was only out there anyway because now I'm talking to you, Jason, because this is something real to happen to me. You can't run from it. It is what it is, but it's going to have value for somebody. And I don't care about nobody else looking at it or listening. I'm talking to you, brother, because you asked me a question, so I'm going to address it. Now, once Mr. Valerio showed me that, and I said, okay, you don't have to worry about me no more. Then I do my 6 months of home detention. Now I develop an insatiable appetite for new knowledge. I said, why did it happen to you before? Because, yeah, I was dabbling in entrepreneurism. I got involved in real estate really early, but I still wasn't taking it serious about reading about the speaker game. I wanted to do it, but I didn't really know what it was called, Jason. I didn't know you could make money doing this business. I just thought you just kind of hang out with your friends and talk loud. I didn't know. So then let me accelerate. And I appreciate everybody else in the chat room right now that's having a little bit of patience. Talking to Jason. Somebody asked me a question, I'm going to deal with it. So Jason, you asked me, is it a market for what you do? Let me give you all the target markets. Now, I'm going, some of this stuff I'm going to say to you, it's going to be enlightening and some of it's going to hurt. Because I need to say it that way to you because I need you not to go down the same trap. Don't fall in that pit that I fell into. So there's 6 target markets you can earn money in as a professional speaker. 6 core markets. You have the youth market, speaking to kids. We talk about this in module 2, by the way. For those of you who haven't got there yet, it's all good. There's the faith-based market, speaking to churches. Mm-hmm. There's the government contracting market. There's the college market. Excuse me. There's the corporate and association market. Jason, you look like a pretty serious-minded business professional to me. Whatever you had to lay your head down for, I'm taking it, maybe it was outside of 89% of people that's incarcerated are drug-related, right? So if it wasn't that, okay, then it doesn't matter. But you look like you about getting some bread to me, right? So yeah. Here's what happens. You have the youth market. Now, let me say this first. You can earn a high income in all these markets. Some of the markets are just going to put a cap on your salary. So you asked me, do you think you could be in the corporate market, right? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
But you also said you want to speak to kids, right?
See, I'm doing it as far as, I'm explaining to you the situation. I'm doing it as far as the kids to help them. I'm doing three of the six things you said. I'm going into the colleges and talking to the criminal justice students.
Okay.
And political science students.
Okay.
I go to churches because I do music. I do hip hop Christian music. And I go into the juvenile detention center to mentor the kids. Now, the college and the juvenile detention center, that's like, like I said, I'm trying to build my brand. And the thing with the church is, because I'm a believer, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you said, it's just me and you. I'm nice with the music. I've been writing since I was 12.
Okay.
But my thing is, I can't be a rapper at 50. So I want to take, this time to move into the next phase of my life. What the church thing is, don't get me wrong, I don't feel like that I should be compensated all the time for doing God's work. But when I go sit through 3 church services and they don't even offer to take me to lunch, I'm offended by that.
Of course you should be.
I've been here all morning, like from 9 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And usually when I go to churches, they take an offering. They tell me this before I even come. I don't be like, well, I want $500, but that's the normal procedure. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But I feel like they pimping my gift. You understand what I'm saying?
Speak on it.
So yeah. I feel like that this is the opportunity for me to learn how to, or put myself in a position where nobody will determine how much money, I could make. It's on how much work I'm willing to put in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. I do know what you're saying. Okay. So let me share this with you. Let's refine this a little bit more. This is what we do in our strategy sessions when people book a call with us. Me, Austin, our sales team, we get right down to trying to figure out what it is that you want to do and how we take that unique gift and get it to the right market. Now, so remember, you have all these 6 markets: youth market, speaking to kids, faith-based market, government contracting market, college market, corporate association market. Now, Jason, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna respectfully request that you focus on one thing at a time. When you focus on one market, it will automatically raise the visibility of your music and everything else. What I learned is when you put your speaking first, it'll automatically create a market and an outlet for everything else. Now, Jason, this is the part that hurt my feelings, and I'm not doing it to you intentionally, but I got to get your attention. See, right now, first of all, it's nothing wrong with being multi-talented, because that's what you are, right? But remember what I talked about before? It's not about you. I want you to think about how your services look to the target buyer. I'm a target buyer, okay? Don't look at me like KTR, your speaker coach right now. Look at me like I'm the target buyer, the one with a check in my hand for $5,000+. Your professional services, I'm confused. I don't know what you really specialize in. And I got stuck in the same trap. What happens is we end up looking like the Chinese food carryout store in the hood, Jason. We're selling chicken wings and fries, fried rice, pizza, subs, hot dogs, and hamburgers. You see? Mm-hmm. Five Guys sell one thing: hamburgers. Chick-fil-A sells one thing: chicken sandwiches. We don't want to look like Amazon, bro. That's not the kind of business model that we have. Amazon has a platform that they've created where they sell a lot of stuff, and it's a bunch of stuff, shiny objects flying around. So remember this, Jason, your website, it should have one call to action. Your website should have one call to action. Remember this, Jason, leadership is the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings worldwide. #1. You should be creating leadership topics that the market is already buying. I just had an interesting call, a strategy call today with a prospect. And I mean, she serviced every market. I speak to kids, I speak to churches, I speak to the government, I speak to colleges, I speak to corporate. I mean, you speak to everybody. You make more money when you specialize in one thing. Now, typically, watch this, Jason, by default, If you don't have a website, if you don't have a speaker info kit, if you don't have a speaker video demo, by default, you automatically fall in the category of low fee or no fee speaker. This is the part that's going to hurt. That took me years to understand. The lowest paying markets, if you don't specialize, and when I say specialize, if you're going to speak to kids, you should write a curriculum, write a book. I know you got the music that connects with kids. That's great. You got to do something that's going to make you stand out above and beyond everybody else just speaking to kids. And then you can earn $5,000+ speaking at a leadership conference. But the more, this the part that's going to hurt. The closer you get to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in every major city, they're going to have $0 or very few dollars. And that's the part that's disappointing when you're a speaker, because you do have a vision. But let me explain something to you. These high schools with no budgets, these churches that you love so much, and I'm doing God, brother, we're fellowshipping right now. We're doing God's work right now. But I tell you what, there's a lot of those schools that will give you the runaround and they will take you for the long ride. See, right now, Jason, you're putting yourself in a position where you're allowing them to give you what they want you to have. Same thing happens in the faith-based market. See, if you want to watch this before I get to faith-based, let's stick to the youth market, speaking to kids. If you want to make money in the youth market, you better be speaking at the Boys and Girl Scouts of America, YMCA of America. You better be speaking to some type of specialty groups. They got youth leadership, jamborees, and conferences all over the world. You should be speaking at education conferences. You should be speaking at the bigger schools in the suburbs, the charter schools, the private schools. Those are the ones who could pay you $2,500 to $5,000 if your marketing materials look right. But you're never going to get that from the schools in the hood. So you're asking something from a market that's incapable of paying you that. Is it making sense what I'm saying to you thus far? Gotta stop, Jason. Yeah. You're allowing them to do that to you just like I did, because I didn't know any better. Now, let's get to the faith-based market. And for all you believers out there, we got them all in our coaching program. We got the chaplain to the New York Knicks professional basketball team in our coaching program. We got deacons, bishops, prophetesses. We got them all in our reverends, pastors. We got them all in our coaching program. We probably got about at least 75 men or women of clergy in our coaching program right now. A lot of them are great. A lot of them have great corporate programs. But let me explain something to you, and I have to have this conversation with all of them. Okay, they say, oh, KTR, man, I've been called to speak in the church. Okay, no problem. I'm not telling you not to, because you can make money in all of the markets. You just got to understand how they operate. Now watch this. 49% of the smaller churches in the African-American churches are in economic crisis. 49% of them are facing foreclosure. This was before the pandemic. Mm. What you think your collection pot gonna be looking like right now, bro? Huh? So the smaller churches was already in economic crisis. So if you're going to speak at a small church, they have a bit of a flawed system, Jason. See, we got to get you out of that system, which is love offering, collection, honorarium. Mm-hmm. So when they do take up the love offering, and you've been there for a full day program, now you're going to barely have enough, if you're lucky, for some Chick-fil-A and some gas money on the way home, if you're lucky. All you hear is a bunch of change in there and maybe a couple of dollars. Okay, we got to stop that. If you want to thrive in the faith-based market, you got to speak at the mega churches. It's about 400. Google it right now, Jason. It's about 450 plus mega churches throughout the United States and abroad. They have operating budgets of $2 million to over $100 million plus dollars. Congregation sizes from 2,000 to over 60,000 members a week. Oh, don't get it twisted. Church is online too. And you can still send in your donations. The church is still getting the bigger ones are.
Absolutely.
So when you go speak at when you go speak at Man Conference, you go speak at Manpower with TD Jakes. If you got your marketing materials right and you have leadership-based programs that are spiritually centered, now you're getting $7,500 when you speak at the conference. Let me tell you what you should be getting. And this is what we teach you on our platform. This is how you have the pricing conversation. And Jason, you're not getting it because you've never been taught how to have the pricing conversation with the target buyer. Okay, watch this. You should be getting $5,000 for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. $7,500 for a half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours. $10,000 for a full-day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. Those should be your domestic fees, plus business class accommodations, hotel and airfare. You should request a $100 meal per diem each day they have you on site. Sometimes, Jason, they have you at the conference 3-4 days. That's $300 or $400. You know why? You want to ask for that because when you're in an unknown city, I don't take chances on traffic or anything like that. Never be late for a presentation, period. They will slaughter you on your evaluation forms. So I eat at the hotel. I have the banquet and catering department bring a stainless steel covered plate to my head seminar table. And I eat there or I eat in my room. All right. Because by the way, this is if you eat in the hotel and if you eat at the restaurant where everybody else is, all your seminar participants are going to come up and suck the life's blood out of you. And you aren't going to be able to enjoy your meal in peace. You talk about developing a brand. Bro, you got to pay the price when you develop a brand that delivers value. They're going to want to come up and talk to you if you're good. They're going to be in your face all day long. I want to eat by myself. I want to hear myself think. I want to check on my family. I want to check some messages. I want to take a break. Your ground transportation should be a luxury town car, SUV, or limousine that picks you up from your home or your tour city destination airport. Also, make sure I don't forget anybody. If you see a hand go up, I'm still talking to Jason. I hope everybody's learning and getting something from this.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
Austin asked me during our conversation, why you're not doing this on your own?
Okay.
What do you need us for?
Okay.
This is why I'm here, because this is vital information. I feel like that all of us need to know, like you said, you would get slaughtered, and this is a very meticulous market, and you need to have all your ducks in a row. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm in infant stages right now, and this is a big opportunity, and you do have to have everything, your strategies and everything have to be in place.
Your infrastructure's got to be real strong, bro.
It do. So I'm learning, and I do want to get with y'all and have a private conversation if that's possible.
All right. Well, we'll listen. If we need to, then you and I can just get on, talk speaker shop, get a little bit more in depth. Find out if this is something that's going to work for your budget and go ahead and get you on board. Because listen, you couldn't pay me $1 million to spend the kind of time with you that these modules can spend with you. But just how I'm going in right now is exactly how I'm going on your ass with these modules. This is for real. I do this for real, bro. I am not playing games. I want my people to know what's going on so they're prepared to go to market. Now watch this. Let me finish up how to have the pricing conversation. Now what I just said to you from 5,000, 7,500, and 10,000, those are your domestic fees. If you have to go speak overseas, which I've done 30 plus times, all the fees double on all levels, plus expenses. Do you understand? That's how you should be getting compensated. Now, what I learned is if you don't have a website with one call to action, if you don't have a speaker info kit, which we give you a template of the speaker info kit. Now, let me tell you why the speaker info kit is so important, Jason. Let me just make sure that Austin's not sending me a message and I'm not missing anybody. All right, I don't see anybody.
Oh, we're good to go, boss.
Okay, I appreciate everybody still rocking with us. I appreciate everybody that has patience and allowing me to be able to work with people. Hey, I'm not going anywhere. If you can ask me 4 or 5 more questions, this is the night to ask me the questions. Every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay? So now, Jason, if you forget everything, I know you're not, but if you happen to forget everything I say, you can catch it on the playback, number 1. And number 2, we're going to send out an email to everybody after this. And then also, you don't forget what I'm getting ready to tell you about the speaker info kit, because this is the most important document in your marketing arsenal. It's called a speaker info kit. Most speakers don't even know what it is, but this is the document that they download, Jason, when they get ready to book you to speak. All right, Jaren, I see Jaren. Jaren put it in the chat box, Austin. She has a question. Tell Jaren I'll be right with her. If you could send her a private message. I said she put it in the chat box. She didn't raise, I didn't see the blue hand go up, but she put it in the chat box. So Jaren, I'll address your question next. So your speaker info kit, Jason, remember, you should have at least 4 signature programs. You should be creating leadership topics that the market's already buying. 4 signature programs, topics, titles, and descriptions. Then, what does the speaker info kit have in it? Testimonials for third-party validation. What does the conference coordinator love more than hearing you is endorsements from everybody else about how great you are. I know you got people out there that feel great about your program. By the way, when you join the Speaker Focus platform, all of you get, if you want a video testimonial from me, that just comes with the program. If you want a written testimonial from me, I got to prove the picture, but I'll send you one. Okay? So then you got a testimonial from me if you're part of the platform. Now, so inside the speaker info kit, 4 signature programs, testimonials for third-party validation, pictures of you working in your space. Jason, everywhere you go, you should be taking pictures, bro. I need that content when you're out there rapping, speaking, doing whatever it is you're doing. I don't care if it's free or not. I need the content. Do you understand?
I usually go live on Facebook.
Good. Okay. Well, then we got to do screenshots or whatever and take that content and put that content inside your speaker info kit. If you don't have any activity, you need to make it look like you got some activity. Mm-hmm. Another thing that need to be in there, which is really important, is all your professional credentials need to be listed in chronological order. Your resume, your bio, your story should be in there. Your citations, certifications, awards, degrees, citations, all of that is in there. Pictures, books that you've written or going to write. Any press or media coverage that you've gotten. All of it should be in the speaker info kit. This is a very elaborate document that's 12 to 16 pages long. So Jason, when the conference coordinator, remember, think like the target buyer. What do they want to see? They want to see website. They want to see speaker info kit. They want to see your speaker video demo. 3 to 5 minutes of one of your signature programs demonstrating your ability to speak. And all of you out there, I don't have money to hire a production crew. I don't want to hear it. You can shoot a movie right from your phone. Please, don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear your excuses. That costs $0. A lot of our coaching students are getting great results from their camera phone. If you don't have any footage live, you need to do a talking head shot like this from the chest up. But that speaker video demo, they're going to download the speaker video demo when they're going through their conference planning period, when they are making speaker selections, when they're booking the venue, like all the conference coordinators are doing right now. They're still reaching out to speakers right now. Don't give a damn about no pandemic. They're still booking speakers, still looking at your website, still looking at your sales tools. Are you ready or aren't you? Like you said, Jason, you got to take care of the details. It's way too many of y'all want to go to market. So watch this. If you don't have a website, if you don't have a speaker info kit, if you don't have a speaker video demo, if you have not finished sales cycle training at the end of module number 2, and you don't know how to speak to the target buyer in the language that they understand, tonality and the right verbiage, you are not ready to go to market. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Jason? You're not ready to sell your professional speaking services if you don't build it first. Y'all got to stop with this shit. You're rushing. You play the long game like Warren Buffett. Just because the stock go down, and this is what's happening right now. I got cats on me and Austin's Facebook ad talking about the speaker business is dead. Yeah, how you gonna book speaking engagements when the corona got everybody on lockdown? You fool, you child, you idiot. Listen to me. Listen to Jason, you gonna listen to somebody that got 2,750 paid speaking engagements? You gonna listen to somebody that's interviewed thousands of conference coordinators, knows this business inside and out, got his ass kicked from one corner to the next? I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're gonna listen to somebody like me or anybody that's like me. But it's just hard to find somebody that's gonna tell it to you like this because they're not free. I'm a free person. I speak free, I live free, I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. I don't give a damn about being incarcerated. In my mind, doesn't bother me. It shouldn't bother you, Jason. Now I got to get to Jaron.
Thank you.
Listen, brother, listen. Get my number from Austin, okay?
Okay.
I want you to schedule a small session with me so we could just talk speaker shop. Let's do a little deeper dive and figure out what we got to do to get you on board. All right? I know you're serious. I can see it in your face. Let me help you get to where it is you need to be. You got to take it serious, bro. And now is the time to pick up these skills. So when this thing is all over, you are ready and prepared to go to market. Jason, I love you, boss.
You too. I appreciate you.
That's real. You got it every single time, man. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're here Monday, every single Monday at 6 p.m. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight. I may go 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't know. I'm feeling good. Okay, Jaron. Jaron's in our one-on-one program. Jaron, can you take the mute off? And Jaron, talk to me. Okay, Jaron, Austin, I'm not hearing Jaron. I know she got the mute off. I see the mute off, but I don't hear. Jaron, I know I saw your picture up.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to talk on her video, but
Jaron, do you have your mute on? I see your lips moving. Is she still there?
Yeah, I think she's working out the audio issues.
Yeah, she's trying to work on the audio issues. Anyway, for those of you who are still locked in, and I definitely appreciate you, welcome to the speaker game, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Speaker Focus is all about. This is why me and Austin, co-founder of Speaker Focus, put this platform together. You want to hear the raw truth every Monday? Tune in. You want to schedule a call and learn more about professional speaking? You want to schedule a personal speaker assessment call with me or Austin? We'd love to take your call. Find out how we can help you get your vision and your mission out to the market. Now's not the time to retreat, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time to build your skills and learn this business of professional speaking. I call it the speaker game. It's a game just like the dope game was for me, just like real estate was. I ended up flipping over 600 houses in real estate, investing in creative financing. That's a little known fact about KTR. That's a game too. I learned that game just like I learned chess. Now I play the game of digital marketing, which is the most powerful form of advertising ever created in the history of business. I love my brother, Austin Troyer. My brother from another mother taught me the digital marketing game. Stuck my hand out and said, do you want to be partners? And inside of 3 years, we're #1 in our space because we simply out hustle everybody. Now, I can't help it because of the world's #1 speaker coach. They can't do anything about it. They know it, and I know it. If you can find somebody else who's going to tell it to you like this, send me an inbox. Jaron, can I hear you now?
I think you can.
Ah, my Jared. Jared, where you been? Jared been on a comedy. Jared, I love you. How are you?
I'm all right. It's so nice to finally meet you.
I love you, Jared. What's up, woman? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I just want to know, I just turned 25. How do I get people to trust what I say is good? Well, like, how do I get people to trust me as a young adult, especially older people, dealing with older people in this business?
Okay, I love that. I love that. Now, Jaron is a benefactor of our one-on-one coaching. And we don't offer that anymore unless you got a check for $1 gazillion to pull me out of semi-retirement. But Jaron is in our one-on-one coaching program. We don't offer that anymore, but she's in it. Now, Jaron, when you're young, and I used to suffer from that as well when I was in my early 20s. So what happens is a lot of times as a young person is they try to be dismissive. Number one, because you're female, all right? Number two, because you're young. So they're gonna say, okay, well, she's a female, she don't know what she's talking about. Number two, she's young, or she really don't know. She got Similac on her breath. She wet behind the ears, she's green, that's what they call her. So this is how you not even get around it. This is just how you deal with it face to face. You've got to make sure you have the proper sales tools. And what I always recommend to people that's like 25, that you haven't had a really girth of experience in the corporate marketplace yet. But if your topics are strong enough, there's always going to be a market for it. So I always recommend to people around 25 that they have strong success in the college market. Like when I was right around 25, I was in the college market. I was doing a lot of college speaking because I wasn't too far from their age, so I was real relatable. Like Jason is doing positive motivational rap. I incorporated some rap into my presentation. Got the kids rocking with me before the presentation started. And then I would just like move through the presentation. Then I started to learn how to like give a basic outline. So what I learned is when you're younger, you got to stop talking so much. Don't try to talk them into it, because as younger speakers, that's where we fall into the trap. And remember, Jaron, we're not promoting you to be a motivational speaker. We're promoting you to be an empowerment speaker, right? We're promoting you to be a leadership speaker, a professional speaker, one who is a specialist, subject matter expert, and a leading authority. Now, Jaron has a unique topic because she wants to have a topic like most women. She wants to have an impact on other women. Is that correct, Jason? Jaron?
Yes, sir.
She wants to have the impact on young women. And now Jaron is she's also one of the best young comics coming up in the game. And she's done everything we've ever asked her to do in the coaching program. And Jaron took a bit of a break because she started to hang with these high profile people, and she started doing a lot of comedy shows. And I said, listen, if that's where you're moving right now, it's a great way. Listen, she is learning how to work that stage out there being a comedian. You don't think that you need that skill being a speaker as well? So how do you overcome your obstacles when you're a young person? And we have half of our platform is 40 and over, but we have a fair amount of people that are young just like you. So what I learned is, gotta stop talking so much. Don't talk them into the speaking engagement. Like watch this, Jaron. You gotta learn to let the sales tools do the talking for you. Mm-hmm. We gotta get your website up. We gotta get your speaker info kit up. We got to get your speaker video demo up. And then you're going to send them to those, you're going to get those sales tools out and let the sales tools do the talking for you. Another thing I learned too is that when you're young, you may not have a lot of life experiences as far as living in the corporate world, but you got a lot of passion. And one thing young people not lacking is passion. So watch this, Jaron. And we talked about this when we developed your signature programs. Okay? So what are you passionate about? What is the thing that you have to speak about more than anything else in the world? Is that empowering young women?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So now you have an issue when older people do what? What are you worried about with older people? You talking about older conference coordinators? Because you know that's all I care about. I don't care about your family. I don't care about your friends. Older people, as far as somebody who want to book you to speak.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's all I care about. Yeah. Those are the target buyers. Get the sales tools in front of the right target buyer. Let's say this. Do you know in the college market, for instance, do you know there's 4,000 plus colleges throughout the United States and US Virgin Islands? 4,000 plus. We're not even talking about the ones that's overseas. So the thing that makes the college market work is the tuition. By the way, everybody, the college market is the only one that's recession proof. I don't give a damn pandemic, schmandemic. When fall, and they taking classes online right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
See, y'all are thinking this stuff is stopped. It's not. This stuff, businesses are still moving forward. In the college market, the students are going to pay the tuition. What you think, just because they taking online classes, Jaron, that the tuition is going to be cheaper? You know what, does college tuitions go down or does it go up every year? Of course. So the colleges need to get their money as well. So now here's what happens. What makes the college market work is the student activity fee. Every student pays the student activity fee. So when they want to get turned up for homecoming and they want to bring in a band, a clown, a juggler, an illusionist, a hypnotist, a comedian like you, Jaron, a rapper, a singer, a gospel act. The student activity fee pays for all of that. So now you have the smaller colleges, the historical Black colleges, some of the smaller ones, excuse me, and the divinity schools and the community colleges. They're going to keep you around $1,000 to $2,500. The mid-majors, excuse me, and the bigger schools like Wisconsin, North Carolina, Maryland University, they're going to put you at around $2,500 and cap you out at about $5,000. The thing I don't like about the college market is you got to take out all your expenses before you show up. The thing I do like about the college market is that they're going to have your check as soon as you get on campus. Now, Jaron, if you price yourself in the college market right around $2,500 to $3,000, you can work as much as you want to. And Jaron, I'm gonna give you another resource. This is for anybody that's interested in the college market. We cover all this stuff in module number 2, but I'm gonna give you a reminder. You should be signing up for APCA or NACA or DECA. It's like the National Association of College Meeting Planners. I want you to Google the National Association of College Meeting Planners. And it's going to be APCA and DECA. Now, they do what they call speaker showcases. Do you hear me, Jaron?
Yes, sir.
All total and expenses, you probably going to put out anywhere from $800 to $1,500. Flight, meals, it's a speaker showcase fee. And you can showcase as a comedian if you want. You can showcase as a speaker. And you will literally get bookings right there on the spot. You will go over in your venue where you have your booth, and the college coordinators are going to walk through your booth and they're going to leave a little ticket by your booth. If they looked at you showcase and they want to book you to speak, they want to hire you as a comedian or a speaker, you could literally explode. I know speakers that have showcased before walk away with 40 plus bookings from one event.
Dang.
You see, you do that times $2,500. How does that change your income? You see, you just got to know where to get the information from, ladies and gentlemen. That's all. This stuff ain't hard, but you got to be able to get the information the right way. So how do you build up that armament, Jaron? Have the proper sales tools. You know, Jaron, you know I done screamed on you a couple times because you know being a one-on-one coaching with KTR is not easy. You know I done screamed on you a couple times. You should be spending all of your resources to get your sales tools organized so you can start booking speaking engagements.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, and I love you. And look, make sure you catch up with me before the end of the week. I need to catch up with you, see how your comedy career is going, because I know you've been out there crushing stuff. I want to know when your next show is. And Also, we gotta we rocking with you, Jaren. We gonna be with you until you start booking speaking engagements, sweetheart. It's that simple. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you do for us too.
All right. You need anything? Let me know.
All right.
Okay. Troy, we got any other questions or comments?
Karis Reed has her hand up.
Okay. Go ahead, Karis. I'm feeling real fresh. What's your question?
Hey, it's actually an encouragement to the young lady. What's her name? Jaren.
Jaren Pippin. Jaren.
Jaren, hey Jaren, I just want to encourage her to, and I know you already listen to what Coach just said. Coach, I had went to the APCA in 2019, October 2019.
Got you.
I did not get booked because I wasn't prepared, because I was not in your speaker program, because I was all over the place and I did not know how to deliver my message. Now, the lady who I was with, she video recorded me, and I would like to share that with you one day.
Yes.
But I didn't want to let her know that everything you're saying is absolutely true. There were speakers there who got block booked, and it's real. Like the APCA and I think you said the NAPCA is real. But now I guarantee you 100%, my confidence is so high because of this speaker focused program that if I would ever go to any one of those conferences again, I would get booked.
That's how. That's right. Real. You know, and guess what? Many years ago, I went to APCA twice. Steve is the president. Steve wanted me to host. I hosted APCA one year. In other words, I was you know how they come on, the host comes on and introduce the next speaker. Not only did I showcase, I hosted the same year. All right. So that year I did good, but the other year I wasn't prepared and I didn't know anything and I got 0 bookings. See, you think these doors can't get slammed in your face if you're not prepared. You just heard me say it. I just shared it with Jaren. Thank you so much, Karis, for helping Jaren out, because that's what will happen if you're not prepared. And you've got to have a nice set if you're a comedian. But watch this. They don't just book speakers. They book comedians, bands, clowns, jugglers, illusionists, hypnotists. And if you have a strong leadership program, you can work as much as you want, but you got to understand how to put your message together for that market. See, if we're talking about the corporate and association market, then your message needs to be tailored different for that market. And speakers fall on their face, and there's nothing wrong with that because all you do is learn. But when you're not prepared, especially when you go to these markets, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, the corporate market is the hardest. Because see, they don't give a damn about your little motivational speech. They want you to help change lives personally and professionally. And if you're not getting them a return on their investment, they're going to rain down hard on you. And it's going to hurt. Learn the speaker game, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody else? Okay, Ricardo Swift has a question. Karis, okay, thank you, Karis. Okay, Ricardo, Austin, make sure that Ricardo's audio is working. Ricardo, what's going on, boss? I remember that name. I believe we had a strategy session with you before.
Yes, sir, you have.
Ricardo, what's up, baby? How you feeling, man? How you and your family making it through the pandemic, boss?
Oh man, we doing great, man. Like I say, at home chilling. Went to work a couple of hours, blessed on that part. And man, I appreciate the email and just wanted to give you a shout, man. I really, when I say really, deeply appreciate the information that you have given tonight, man. Look, you done gave me a different perspective. And I really appreciate that, man. And like I say, for all the people that's on the panel, man, this is some good information that I guess you just got to know where to find it. And thank God that you're giving it. And you giving it 100, Doc. And I appreciate that.
You're very welcome, Ricardo. Thank you, boss. I appreciate you. And these are the things, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, I get a little emotional sometimes when people share stuff like that with me, because these are the things on our platform that allow us to help people. This is what this is about. This is what I dedicated the rest of my life to. And when I get somebody like Ricardo, who talked to us months ago, he just wasn't in a position to get on board. And then he rocks with us. He's getting the emails. He's tuning in on the Facebook Lives, and then he's on the call. He's on the Zoom call tonight. Listen, man, we can't do this without you, bro. This ain't about money on the level that I'm on right now, bro. This is about giving people the right information, because Ricardo, let me ask you a question. Did
Yes,
I
sir.
go in hard when we had our one-on-one call?
Oh man, I don't think you went as hard as tonight, but man, I'm telling you, the other guy you talked to earlier, man, you really put some nuggets out there. I mean, when I say nuggets, you put some gold nuggets out there.
Yeah.
Nobody else listening, but like I say, I appreciate your time. I think we spoke maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. I enjoyed it, and like I say, at that time, I wasn't really in position.
Got you.
But I'm getting better position, and I'm trying to stay tuned. And man, I appreciate this call, man. This call is so enlightening and breathtaking, just on the information that you're giving it. So I think everybody on the call, whether they get in or not, definitely need to take it serious, because man, you're pouring your heart out and something. And the good thing about it, not to be respectful of everybody's time, is, man, you giving this for free.
Yeah.
That's, wow, man, you know, a lot of stuff you don't get for free, and you give this information for free, and I know it costs. So, man, I respect that, and I appreciate it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Like I say, I am enjoying the call. I had to go find my charger, man, because my battery going low.
I hear you, boss. Well, look, let me tell you something, man. I want you to, if anybody else has their hand up, Austin, just just remind me. I'm going to be wrapping up the call in a little bit, but if people still have calls, I'm willing to stretch it out, because I have the time tonight. And listen, man, we have some success stories on our platform of people that did not have the money to come on our coaching platform a year ago, 3 months ago. But these people are sticking it out with us. And when they get the opportunity and the window opens up, they're doubling back and getting this information, because they know we're giving it to them as raw as possible, and the authenticity. And Ricardo, this is what we want to attract to our brand. One thing I remember about you, and when I saw your name, I said, first of all, his name is so slick, right? Like Ricardo Swift. Like it just feel like it take you away. See, Ricardo, all I think about is branding, bro. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, we got a brother named Ricardo. Okay. And then he got a slick last name, right? I'm like, man, that's a nice. So see, I'm thinking about the brand, but when somebody like you doubles back and then they're listening, let me tell you something, bro. You keep your chin all the way up.
Appreciate that.
And you stay connected, and you just stay in contact with us, and let me know how you and your family are doing through the pandemic, because you're going to get your opportunity in line, just like everybody else. And when the money comes, now you at least got a resource to plug into, where you can really tap in there and get them. You think I'm giving nuggets on the call for free? You wait till you see what's inside of the coaching program, because I go hard in these modules. Man. I just don't want you to have to suffer the way I did, bro. And that's the reason why me and Austin built the platform. All right?
Oh, man. Awesome.
Hey, look, Ricardo, stay up, bro, okay?
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir, boss. You well worth the time always, man. Tina Marie Rodriguez has a question or comment, one of our top female coaching students. Tina Marie, talk to me. Is she there, Austin? Is she just, oh, I hear.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Tina Marie.
Hi, Coach. How
Austin
are you?
Is Tina
Hi,
Marie.
Austin.
Ah!
Crazy. I have to say, it's a comment. I'm kind of speechless, which is rare, but I have a comment to everyone who's listening. The money doesn't matter. I mean, a year ago, as I can be transparent on this call for anybody that's going through financial difficulties, I was in a very bad space a year ago. But coming into that coaching program, Speaker Focus was the best investment I have ever made. It didn't matter if I had to eat mac and cheese for a year. I don't like bologna and cheese, sorry. But mac and cheese was my go-to. And I am so blessed to have you, Austin, the tech guru, because I even hated tech. And I'm doing it. And I have to thank you, gentlemen, for it and for what you do. Not just for what you do, but how you do it. You truly all-encompassing empowerment for any person that comes into your program, and not just speaking.
Tina Marie, thank you so much. Tina Marie, real quick, what's your mainstay headline, Tina Marie, for your signature programs?
Empowerment systems that build excellence.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I can't make this stuff up, okay? I mean, this is what happens when you follow the formula. Tina Marie or Karis Reed are two of our top female coaching students. They have a brand. These women are brave. They are bold. I mean, you just heard Tina Marie be transparent with all of you. That is in Ricardo. I want to go back to Ricardo real quick because, bro, this isn't where you from. It's where you're at, right?
Yes.
And the money part always comes. See, money is, that's why they call it cash flow. Money is a higher vibrational frequency. And if you think poor, you're not going to get any money. If a lot of you are thinking, I can't afford this. Do you know when Tina Marie was going through all these changes, she never said one time, she never even mentioned it to me one time that she never complained. She never told us she was struggling. The only thing she said was, Coach, I want to make sure y'all get y'all money every month. This woman was, Tina Marie, can I just share just one small thing? Do I have your permission? Are you still there, Tina? I think
Yes,
Tina,
I am. Yes,
okay.
I am. Yes, I
Tina,
am.
can I just share how I need them to understand how serious this she is and how this ain't a game that we playing here. That this woman, I've had coaching sessions with Tina Marie when she's been in the hospital. She wouldn't let them take her phone from her. No, I need to talk to my coach. What are you talking about? We need to do this procedure on you. No, I need to talk to my speaker coach.
That session was going to happen.
I said, Tina, what are you doing? We could postpone this. She didn't allow me to postpone the session when she was in the hospital, okay? And you just heard of Ricardo. She didn't have the money a year ago. But Tina, tell them what happens when you get blessings upon blessings upon blessings.
You first have to believe you're going to get that blessing, no matter how it comes. If you have to take, now I'm not saying it was easy, if you have to take on an extra shift if you're working, you have to be real creative to increase your cash flow. Now, it's a choice. And I've said this continuously. It's a choice on what you want to do and how much you're willing to sacrifice. Just as Coach Robertson, Austin Troyer, Kevin T. Robertson have shown, they sacrificed a great deal. And it's our turn as students, teachers, educators, whatever field or what we're pursuing, what our purpose ministry is. What are we willing to sacrifice? I was willing to sacrifice the money. I can be even further transparent, as Mr. Roberts, Kevin has said. Yes, I was in the hospital, but I was driven to do this. I had to do this. It was important for me to do this no matter what I was going through at that stage. It's a choice. Don't matter the money will come. Believe that the money will come. Put plans into place. You can get very creative in finding ways to make money, I have seen that this program has transformed me in a multitude of ways. But I can, to everyone who's thinking about the money, what are you willing, what are you worth? Aren't you worth the investment in this program?
Tina.
It's better than stocks. You'll have a better guarantee in this program than when you are investing money in stocks. Don't let the money hold you back. I'm telling you, I am one that fought, oh, I can't do it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. And there was a way made. There was a way made. Is it going to be easy? No, but it's damn well going to be worth it. I can tell you that.
Tina Marie, for a lot of the other people that are listening right now, oh, Jimmy Vincent has a question next. Okay, so Tina, I'm going to ask you one question, and we're going to get to Jimmy Vincent. So Jimmy, thank you for your patience, by the way. So Tina, just for other women that are on the platform right now, because obviously, my mother was an empowered woman, just like you and Karis and Jaren and many of the other females that come on our coaching platform. Brothers, I'm definitely not forgetting about you at all. Jason and Ricardo and many of the other people that I see, Ray Baxter, Brian Foster. Those are a couple of our top students as well. I see a lot of other people that are on the call as well. And Tina, if you could describe your mindset prior to you coming into the coaching program about the speaker business versus what you learn right now? And Tina's been in our program for over a year, and she's getting ready to go to market with digital marketing. That's her marketing vehicle of choice, and she's getting ready to take over her entire industry. We have a great campaign built out for her, and she's coming, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see a lot from her. But Tina, tell me about your mindset before you got in the speaker focus versus now.
My mindset was one of brokenness. I was raised by very strong women, but women that didn't have a voice. One of the major things that this program gave me was reawakened my voice to speak. And this is not something that I've done, but I didn't know that I was doing it. I didn't have someone to teach me as you teach every single student that you have. Mm-hmm. And you're correct in saying, no, I still say it. I don't know how you do what you do. There's not many people out there. There's nobody out there. And that's what I said in the message. Mm-hmm. It's impossible to get the information, the wisdom, the knowledge that you give to us freely on Facebook Live, now the Zoom meetings, the one-on-one coaching, and now definitely the online program, which is phenomenal.
Tina,
there's nobody willing to share.
Okay, and why do you think that is? And you've been a part of some other speaker
because they're selfish
programs as well. I know many other people have been exposed to other speaker. I mean, listen, by no means are we the only service offering for speaker coaching in the market.
No.
Why do you think that is, Tina? That people aren't willing to share information? Why you know?
They're not willing to share information because they don't want someone to do better than them. Bottom line, just to be real transparent. I am all for, I am for women empowerment because of my story, my testimony. That mm-hmm. test that I have gone through, continue to go through on a daily basis is my testimony. The mess that I was in is a message. Mm. Okay, even the women speakers, and I don't sit higher than anyone. I'm no judge nor jury. But the women speakers that are out there that I have researched, and you always say research, study. They play on our women are caretakers and nurturers. They take advantage of that. I've seen other women speakers who shall remain nameless use that to get people to buy their programs, and you sitting there nothing and empty. You're not learning tips, tools, strategies, nothing.
You're not learning anything about marketing?
No, nothing, not marketing tools. You're the first program that I've ever heard about marketing tools. And I sympathize whoever's going through the first coaching session because it was brutal. It turned you inside out, but it was painful, but it helped. I am grateful, so grateful. I can say that now. I didn't say it before. Being real transparent it's growth. It's growth.
Tina Marie, I know we got Jimmy Vincent wants to ask a question. I want to get to him, but
thank you again.
Tina, was it painful when you had to answer the first series of questions when we were creating your signature programs?
It was brutally painful. Brutally painful.
But I'm so proud of you now that you got your signature programs because they're awesome. You got an awesome brand. And
thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, hey, you had the vision. We just got the formula. So Jimmy Vincent and anybody else that has a question, again, we don't have to rush. We don't have to rush. I'm here for you. I want to be able to help you.
Yes, sir. How you doing this afternoon?
Jimmy, what's up, boss? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Just want to thank you tonight for this opportunity of going live tonight on Zoom.
Uh-huh.
I know that we talked a few weeks ago. I informed you that I wasn't able to join the program right now due to my situation with the pandemic and my current finance situation.
I remember.
Yes, sir. And I just want to go back and echo what Ricardo said. Mm-hmm. With your transparency, your realness, that's what actually brought me to you because I kept seeing you pop up on Facebook, and I was like, let me check this guy out and see what he's really about. Mm-hmm. And with me being a faith-based leader, inspirational speaker, I remember you telling me to not use the word motivational speaker, but use inspirational speaker and keynote speaker, because I have a story that I have been trying to get out to everybody, because I've been through a lot in my short time of life, and I had to overcome pain. So I discovered what my purpose is in life, and that's basically an inspirational keynote speaker.
Mhm.
And just want to thank you for this opportunity tonight of all the realness that you had poured into our life tonight, and everything what everybody has said tonight has been very timely as well. So just want to thank you tonight.
You're very welcome, Jimmy. And listen, I'm gonna say the same thing to you that I said before. And you make sure, again, you make sure that you reach out to me. Let me know how you and your family are doing. You're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
come out of it. We're all gonna come out of it. And when they say the strong survive, you have to have a plan.
Yes, sir.
You have to have a plan. And if you want to be in this business, you've got to get serious and allocate all additional funds. So, Jimmy, if you don't have another question, you can, okay, your hand's still not up. He put his hand down already. I just want to make sure if anybody else have another question. But this is what I want to tell you. I want to tell everybody. There's a lot of people that they got a lot of vices, okay? And I'm not knocking you for them. I got an issue with my high blood pressure because I haven't paid for a meal in over 30 years being a professional speaker. So I gained some weight. Okay, I got another like 45 pounds to lose. So what happens when I'm ordering 3 entrees, I'm at the Raiders game in the skybox. This is what happens when you're a speaker. When you start out, you staying in bummy hotels. I remember when I used to cut my Burger King sandwich in half for lunch, and I would eat that for dinner. Do y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Okay, and then you get to the point where you start blowing up and you start, you start making real money. Oh, I'm going out, I'm ordering 3 entrees now. You know why? Because I'm not paying for it. They're putting it on the corporate credit card. This is the life of a professional speaker. You get spoiled. So I got spoiled. So guess what? Food has been my vice. I'm like, oh, food makes you feel so snuggly. It's so comfortable. I'm going to sleep with food. I love food. And then all of a sudden you start gaining some weight. That's my vice. I don't gamble. I don't smoke. I don't drink. There's a lot of stuff I don't do. I focus on whatever Austin tells me to do. That's what I do. Okay? Whatever we got to do to make our business better, that's what I do. I'm learning technology. I'm learning technology right along with Tina Marie. I'm learning technology right along with a whole bunch of my other. I just got a MacBook Pro. I just got an iPhone. I was an Android man. Why do I have this? Because Austin is on the same platform. And everything is Apple and it's all integrated. This is all new to me, ladies and gentlemen. But if you're going to thrive, you got to do something that you've never done before. What am I asking you to do? Get rid of some of your vices. I don't know. Maybe you want to go to the casino and drop $400-500 on there every month, but you don't want to invest in yourself to get some real information. Maybe it's that alcohol tab. I know people that drop $200 a week on liquor, but then you bitching and complaining to me that you can't get into the coaching program. I mean, I'm not here to make you feel bad, but I definitely ain't going to facilitate none of your excuses. I'm not prepared to listen to that, because how is that helping you? When I got people in this program right now that's breaking their backs to build their business the right way, it's not going to happen overnight. You know how many adversities and challenges that many of my coaching students go through? Tina told you, Tina was laid on her back in the hospital and wouldn't even let the people, they was getting ready to do a procedure on her. Tina argued with them so they couldn't even get her phone. I said, Tina, we could talk about, Tina, your payments are postponed indefinitely. You know what indefinitely means? Let's just let you get healthy first and then you can start paying again. She said no. That's how bad she wants her dream. How bad you willing to work on yours? Forget about her, forget about me. What about you? You got all these advices and you got a lot of excuses. And it's way too many people complaining right now, talking about their board. See, I can do this. What y'all don't understand about me, I don't know. Maybe you do because we're pushing almost 3 hours. I could do this all day long. I'm a real speaker. I'm a veteran. I'm a real teacher, a real facilitator. See, okay, Wayne has a question. Wayne got a question. Wayne, I'm gonna finish this point and then Wayne is up next. I could deliver an hour keynote speech, 2 hour keynote speech. 2 hours, by the way, they call that an educational keynote. I could deliver a half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours. I could deliver a full-day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. I do this for real. How about you? Are you studying the speaker game? Wayne, you got your hand up, brother. I'm all ears. Talk to me.
All right. Can you hear me?
Hey, boss.
You can hear me?
Wayne. Yeah, yes, sir. I do hear you. I hear you.
Okay, good. Hey, listen, man, this has been without saying, this has been great. This has been great, everything. But this is my first time. I just got onto the program. I guess it was Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
So and Saturday, I think I spent almost all day on. I just got into module 1.
Okay.
And I'm the kind of guy that when I'm studying, I must have went over some of those points like back and forth. I rewind and rewind and rewind.
Pull the slide the bar back, Wayne. That's right.
That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I'm making notes. I got a notebook I'm working on. But anyway, I'm trying to. One second here, because I'm new at your terms here. But
it's okay. Take your time, brother. Take your time.
Okay, I'm trying to design my what do you call it?
Your signature programs.
The mainstay headline.
The mainstay headline. Okay, that's that 5-word formula. Okay, so Wayne,
okay.
Since you on the live right now, that's where you are. I mean, I told you, brother, I can do this all day long. You want to work on your mainstay headline? You want to work on it?
Yeah, that and to identify, just put into a short phrase exactly what I do.
Okay, so, now watch this. Okay, now remember the process of elimination in the template that you saw, right? And it does kind of go by fast, Wayne. So you do have to slide that bar back so you can hear what I had to say. So let me guess. You probably got confused like everybody else does. Excuse me. When it came to Wayne, I think your screen is frozen. Are you still there? Oh, there we go. Okay, you're back now.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm still here.
Okay, I see you and I hear you. Okay, watch this.
Somebody sent me a text or something.
Okay, no problem. Okay, now watch this. So remember, in order to, you got to figure out what kind of speaker you are first. So remember, it was 3 categories. You either typically are a specialty speaker or you are a leadership or empowerment speaker. Women typically, Wayne, they fall in the category of an empowerment speaker like Karis and Tina Marie. If you Google empowerment speaker, you will see tons of women come up. So from a marketing standpoint, I wouldn't recommend that you call yourself an empowerment speaker. You can, but I wouldn't recommend it. For my males, I would recommend leadership.
Okay.
Unless Wayne, remember, leadership is the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings worldwide, #1. So you should be creating topics that the market's already buying. So ding, 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 ding. I would be focusing on a leadership topic. Wayne, unless, watch this. We have people on our speaker platform that are service recovery experts. We have people in the health and wellness field, safety, finance, fitness. That's all they want to speak about. Like me, I'm a specialty speaker now at this stage in my career. I'm the world's #1 speaker coach. That's my brand. That's all I want to talk about. So if you are a specialty speaker and you let me know right now that, yo, KTR, the thing I'm most passionate about is doing boom. If not, you fall into the category of a leadership or empowerment speaker. So Wayne, the first question is, what do you want to speak about? What kind of speaker are you? Have you identified with?
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this, and you help me fine tune it.
I'm gonna help you right now, brother. I'm gonna help you out with your entire mainstay headline. Before we ain't going nowhere, Wayne. I'm gonna help you out with the entire mainstay headline before we get off this Zoom call.
That's why I'm here, bro. Here's what I want to do. I teach valuable leadership focusing actions that take the limits off your personal and professional present and future.
Okay, now watch this, Wayne. I like that. I like the way it felt. But for a mainstay headline, I need you to give me the scaled down version of that. Remember, the mainstay headline is only 5 words. It's either you're a leadership or empowerment speaker or a specialty speaker. You told me leadership, right?
Yeah. Then here's my point of view is that basically, number one, I teach is like personal leadership. The individual's got to take leadership over his own life first.
Ah, I like that. I just don't like it. I love it. Yes, I'm
He's got to take charge, ownership, and leadership over his own life first. Then, as he does that, it just living that out, it influences others. And you know, as I know, both leadership that's influence. And then you just, that's what I want him to do. All
leadership is influential. Okay, now Wayne, this is what module 1 does. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is you hear the speed that I'm talking to you in right now.
Right.
You hear how poised and polished and professional it sounds?
Yes.
I'm talking to you at this rate of speed for a reason, because when you speak, you're kind of all over the place. I want you to bring it in and make it more tight. Is it making sense what I'm saying to you? That's what we have to do to your topic, to your mainstay headline. It's too long, Wayne. That's why it's supposed to be 5 words. Now watch this. So you're a leadership speaker. So Wayne, on your notes, I want you to just jot this down. We just need to do a remix on your mainstay headline. Your first word you should have on line number 1 is leadership. You have that, correct? Wayne, you still with me?
Leadership? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now remember,
yes.
The next
yes, I'm here.
Is what do your leadership topics do? So for instance, my mainstay headline is leadership strategies that magnify success. So do you deliver, remember the words, there were 10 words that you had to choose from on the menu. Do you deliver steps? Do you teach people tips, tools, strategies, pillars? Do you teach principles? Which one of those words did you choose? Leadership, what's the word after leadership, Wayne, did you choose? Give me that long title again. What did you choose? Leadership what? Say the whole thing to me again. It's probably in there.
Elevate, get to a whole nother level.
Wait a minute, I accidentally hit. Okay, wait a minute.
Wayne got the modules pulled up right now. Go all the way.
Okay, so you asked me what would you just ask me?
I said I want you to repeat the longer version that you had because we're trying to truncate it. Give me the whole thing that you just said. You said leadership that did real long.
I teach okay. I teach valuable leadership focusing actions.
Okay.
That take the limits off your personal and professional present and future.
This is what I heard out of all of that. Watch this, Wayne. I'm the best you ever seen. Watch this. I teach leadership actions that remove limits. Damn, I'm good, Wayne. Good God Almighty, Wayne, you need to stop playing with me, Wayne.
That's real bad.
I teach leadership actions that remove limits. Wayne, ain't nobody get your programs like that.
You know what? That's worth money right there.
Wayne, stop playing with me, man. I'm the best you ever seen.
You ain't nothing to be played with.
Wayne, listen, you gotta think
I
like
teach leadership actions that remove limits.
You see what I'm saying? Now,
you know what? Everything I get with that right there, but what you said right there, with that right there, I can do everything that I want to do.
You see what I'm talking about? Wayne,
yes.
That's what the mainstay headline is supposed to do. When you're talking to the target buyer, now watch this, Wayne. This is the only thing I want.
Oh my God.
I want you to attach this on the front end. On the front end of, watch this. I teach. That's what I want you to attach for. When somebody asks you what you speak about, I want you to say nothing more and nothing less. I teach leadership actions that remove limits. That's what I teach.
That's sweet, bro. That's it right there.
Let's see, Wayne, do you see? Now watch this. To the target buyer, remember, you got to think like the target buyer.
Okay.
Effective communication, it should feel good inside and it should sound good. Let me say that again. Effective communication. It should feel good, and it should sound good.
Right.
So if you said to me, watch this, everybody, I want you to listen to this because this is what a lot of you are doing. Wayne, I want you to read to me the one that you had before. Read to me the long one.
Okay.
Now, say it slow, and then read the other one, read the new one to me. Go.
Okay. I teach valuable leadership focusing actions that take the limits off of your personal and professional present and future.
Okay, that's before. Now, Wayne, give me the after.
I teach leadership actions that remove limits.
Wayne, are you good now?
Oh man, I'm good.
Okay, Wayne, listen, if you need to show up, brother, every single Monday, or if you want to email your signature programs over, you want me to check your homework, brother, I'll be more than happy to. We got to make sure the messaging is right. Now I want you to go, Wayne, I want you to go in.
Right.
I want you to focus on the titles and the descriptions. I want you to listen to the way I'll frame out the questions so you can come up with the answers.
You mean on the
in module one? Yes, sir.
Okay, in module one.
Now, see, we got your mainstay headline now.
Right.
Excuse me. The next thing we got to do is we have to make sure that we go in and we create the type. Now we got to create all your signature programs. Remember, Wayne, you have all of your programs are leadership based.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you should be creating. Now what you got to do is come up with the titles to your signature programs. So let me help you out with one of them.
Okay.
All right? I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to remember this in my voice in the modules. And if anybody else has a question, Austin, I'm working with Wayne White right now. If anybody has something, just give me a Jim. Did Jimmy have another question? No. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm still working with Wayne. I'm sorry. Okay, Wayne. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay. Now this is what do you under leadership? What do you want to share with the world? What is your ideology? What is your approach to leadership? If I had to come to you, Wayne, and I was a younger cat, and I'm asking you, like you're the older person, you have the experience. I don't know what the next step is to become an effective leader, but you do. If you had to tell me, what do you feel the strongest about of what you see in leadership that's not being done, or you feel like you want to tell me about leadership, what is that thing?
It's
you don't have to give me a word, just tell me how you feel.
How I feel. I feel like how can I put it in a word about how I feel? Too often people, okay, I feel like this. I feel like everybody's got what I call a fastball. That's the easiest way for me to say it. Mm-hmm. You know, when I say that, I mean, it's just like in just like in baseball. Okay, when that pitcher's on, when you got that pitcher on the mound, you got pitchers all over the country that can pitch. But every one of them, he got one pitch that he knows when he throws it, if that thing is on, ain't nobody hitting me today.
Nope.
Right? And I believe everybody has what I call a fastball. And they live their lives doing every play in everybody else's game and throwing everybody else's pitch, but they never get to throw theirs. And I want to help you find yours.
Okay, so how would you, when you describe you would find yours, would you call that more of individualism? Would you call that, how would you describe that? Is that more customized? You're going to customize something for somebody? You're going to individualize it for them? What is it?
It's I can't say it. It's automatically individual.
Wayne, I got it. Write this down. Write this down. I got it.
Okay.
Competitive-based leadership.
Competitive-based. Why that?
Because you're talking to people about individuality. I call it, write this down, I call it the slight edge advantage. You know what you just described to me about pitching? When a pitcher has a fastball, and I heard Bobby Cox, one of the most successful managers in the history of baseball, he used to manage the Atlanta Braves. Bobby Cox said, when a pitcher's on, like what you described, there's no batter that can hit him. He said, when a batter gets a hit, it's only because the pitcher makes a mistake.
Right. Okay.
So that gives them the competitive advantage. So if you're helping somebody find their individuality being a leader, you got to maintain your competitive advantage in order to do that. I'm just giving you some ideas from a marketing standpoint. That could be one of your signature programs right there. Competitive-based leadership.
Competitive-based leadership. I'm still trying to understand how I wrote that down, but I'm still trying to understand that. Competitive-based leadership.
Okay, if you want to go with something that's more closer to your ideology, I'm telling you from a marketing standpoint.
I'm just trying to understand how you see that.
Okay, I see. Okay, now I see it like, I'm glad you asked me that question. I see it like the target buyer. Okay, if I'm buying a program.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Wayne, you got to start thinking like the target buyer.
Okay, so then in that case, when I present something like that to a recruiting manager or a person that's booking engagements for speaking engagements, I'm letting them know that what I want to teach their staff.
That's right.
What I want to teach their staff is going to cause them to begin to identify what they have to bring to the table in that company.
That's the value that you bring as a specialist.
They identify their value. That's what it's for. That person, I'll show them how to identify their value, and they'll bring that to the table. Exactly.
Now, you know what we have, Wayne? We have in corporate America, everybody is competitive. All these companies and all the niches and sub niches, all of them are in competition with each other.
Right.
You think that on-site employees aren't in competition with each other to rise up the corporate ladder? So you can help build team cohesion. Remember, Wayne, there's 3 things you're supposed to do with the target buyer. Your signature programs. First of all, your mainstay headline.
Right.
Your signature programs are supposed to do 3 things. Number 1, you're supposed to help them achieve desired outcomes and learning objectives. And you're supposed to give their audience key takeaway strategies. So when they hear your signature program, competitive-based leadership, it's supposed to be thought-provoking and it's supposed to be disruptive. So maybe competitive-based leadership is how do we become more competitive? Maybe we can hire Wayne to teach us how to do that. And now, Wayne, you're going to come up with a description. Let's just go right now. Let's leave competitive-based leadership there as a placeholder. Now, Wayne, I'm going to ask you how you feel about competitive-based leadership. What is the thing that you need to stay competitive? And keep the slight edge advantage. That means that if I know one thing better than you in my field, that means I'm better than you. That means I have the competitive advantage. That means my team is stacked. See, Speaker Focus, we stack like the Golden State Warriors. How you gonna beat a team with Kevin Durant on it before he left, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson? And you got Draymond Green down there throwing elbows. That's hard to beat, bro. Like the Lakers when Magic Johnson was playing in the 80s. That's a stacked team. Your signature programs need to be stacked to the target buyer. She wants to book you to speak. So how do you feel about competitive-based leadership? Now, Wayne, when I jump back in the next time, I literally am going to see these words and I'm going to give you the bullet under competitive-based leadership. Remember, you're supposed to have your mainstay headline.
Right.
One, you already have competitive-based leadership, which is 3 words, and then 3 bullets under your signature program. I'm just going to help you out with the first bullet. And Austin, tell me if I'm missing anybody. Wayne, we still rocking. Nobody else has their hand up right now. All right. How do you feel about competitive-based leadership? And then I'm gonna have you write down the bullet that's going to resonate with the target buyer, that's going to get them to book you to speak. Watch this.
Okay, but before I move on from competitive-based leadership, I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay.
I got to make sure we're on the same page. All right, because it sounds like you're giving me something that's a little bit different than I had thought. So I'm trying to understand.
Okay. Now watch this. If you want to, if you have more of a word that you are passionate about and you're not feeling competitive-based leadership, we could change it right now. Give me something that you're feeling stronger about other than competitive-based leadership. Remember, all of your programs are leadership-based. So the last 2 words are not going to change, only the first word. So talk to me about how you feel. Wayne, here's the question. If you had to talk to me about leadership, what is the thing that's most important to you? Talk to me about that. I'll reprocess it and I'll see if we can find a better word.
Here's the point. What with what I was saying to you about, especially about the helping the individual identify his strength or his
identity-based leadership, Wayne. There it is. Identity-based leadership. Is that a better word?
Yes, it is. It is. Why? Yeah. Why did you change that? Why did you think differently on that?
Because you were not happy with competitive-based leadership, which could very well be another one of your signature programs. I'm just trying to help you with
eventually, yeah.
But you know what you did? And I heard, see, you got to do some listening when you're a speaker. I heard you keep coming back to the individual this, the individual that. So you're helping people identify with who they are so they can become a more effective leader. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Perhaps identity-based leadership should be your first signature program.
Right. Okay. Identity-based leadership. That's sharp.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Wayne, I'm the best you ever seen, bro.
I see that.
It's that simple. Okay, now.
For real, Wayne, I see that.
Now talk to me about, thank you, brother. Talk to me about identity-based leadership. Watch this, I'm a conference coordinator.
Right.
Wayne, I'm looking at your website. I'm trying to hire you so we can improve on the identity of our team, of our frontline employees, of our executive leadership, and our frontline managers. So talk to me about how you can help us improve our identity. How can you help me feel better about myself? Just talk to me about that. Then I'll give you the bullet that's supposed to go under your first signature program, identity-based leadership. And then
how the individual, the employee can improve his identity? Is that what you're saying, or how the company?
Yes, sir. No. Because when you take care of the person's going to take care of the company. So talk to me about identity-based leadership. How can I improve myself both personally and professionally, in your opinion? Let me ask you the question again. How can I improve myself both personally and professionally? How can I establish a corporate identity so I can help the team rise?
Personally, basically, you gotta feel free enough to not only understand what you bring to the table, but to bring it, bring your strengths out to those around you.
Okay, Wayne, write this down. Write this down. Learn how to develop your strengths, comma, overcome your limitations.
Oh my God.
Learn how to develop your strengths, overcome your limitations, and add value to your team.
Whew.
Wayne, listen, man.
Man,
You gotta write that down, bro. You can hear it on the replay. Let's recap that, Wayne. Let's make sure.
oh my God.
What was it? Now repeat that back to me, please.
Learn how to develop your strengths, overcome your limitations, and add value to your team.
And there it is, Wayne. And that's how you develop the bullets under your signature programs where remember, Wayne, it doesn't need, we're not talking to ourselves. This language is disruptive and it speaks to the target buyer in terms that they understand. Wayne, I'm ready to pay you $5,000 plus right now if you tell me you got an identity-based leadership program. Now, I want you to say, now let's do a recap and then I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna wrap up the call.
All right.
Now, Wayne, what is your new mainstay headline? If I'm a conference coordinator and I ask you what you speak about, what you gonna tell me?
That I teach leadership actions that remove limits.
Okay, what is your first title to your signature program?
My first title to my signature program is Identity-Based Leadership.
Okay, now under identity-based leadership, what is the bullet that's supposed to be disruptive that speaks to the target buyer in a language that they understand?
That you will learn how to develop, you will learn how to develop your strengths, overcome your limitations, and add value to your team.
And there it is, Wayne. And you are off and running, brother. Now now watch this. I want you to stick to that same formula.
Okay.
You need to come up with 3 more signature programs. Follow the formula to the letter. And I want you to remember what I taught you in this session. And I want you to go back in there and ask yourself the same questions. If you forget how to do it, I want everybody's gonna get this email sent to them after the call.
Right.
And I want you to go back and look at our session. And I want you to remember how I asked you those questions and how we came up with those answers. And then I want you to go back in there, remember, talk about the leadership programs that's your ideology and your approach. Wayne, you were blessed with you were uniquely and specifically designed to have that message inside of you. We just found, Wayne, do you realize I've done thousands of these calls, bro? I've never had somebody with that title to that signature program, not ever.
I do believe that.
It's yours. Because it's out of your head and that's your vision. Bro, this is what we do, man. We magnify success in your personal and professional vision. Okay?
Yeah.
If you need to jump on next Monday and you got another question, let me know.
Brother, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm eating this stuff up. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. You're a treasure.
Man. Glad to have you.
You're the national treasure.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, boss. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right, now. Thank you.
Okay. I want to wrap up the call with my business partner, Austin Troyer. Austin, can you jump back on, please?
I'm here, sir. How's it going?
Hey, boss. What's going on, man? Hey, listen. I got one technical question I want to ask you. I want to wrap it up. Wayne, if you could put your hand down, please, and let me see. Everybody else is put back on mute.
Let me see here. Okay. How do I do that here?
Wayne, I got you taken care of.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Got it.
You're the man. You're the man.
Okay. So Troyer, ladies and gentlemen, this is my business partner, Austin Troyer, co-founder of Speaker Focus. I'm still seeing Wayne on the big box on my screen, Troy. I don't see you anymore. Well, I see you up there, but I don't see you on the big box.
It should change once I start
there
talking.
we go. Okay, there it is. There it is. So you're looking at co-founder of Speaker Focus, Austin Troyer, my business partner, my brother. He is Chief Technical Officer. Austin makes it possible for our Facebook ad to convert at the highest level. We're #1 in our space because all I did was just take all of my experience and just hand it over to Austin, and he just does whatever it is that he does. Now, Austin, I want to get in the habit of ending the call with a technical question. With all these speakers on our platform, and they are designing content, if you could help them understand the value of delivering content, and that the meeting planner has an insatiable appetite for the content. I think a lot of our students, they're hesitant to produce content. So could you help them understand why the contextual copy is important, why the pictures, why the video, why the infographics that we put on our social media, why that is so important to connecting with your target buyer with an organic reach?
Yeah, so every time you start reaching out to conference coordinators or you're putting out Facebook ads, they're going to be stumbling across your social media. And a lot of them are going to go through every single post that you've ever written because they have their asses on the line with big marketing budgets and big speaker budgets. They need to hire someone that's good. Otherwise, they get fired. And so you can bet they're going to do a lot of research before they make a purchasing decision. And that research in the new age social media is going to the speaker's personal profiles and digesting every piece of content that they're putting out. Now, you need to make sure that all of that real estate, your social media pages are your real estate. And you need to make sure that every post that they come across is delivering value to them in some sort of micro way. Whether it's talking about their pain points that they have as a conference coordinator and solving those pain points within the content that you put out, or showing how your signature programs can solve those problems that they're having. Most speakers are just, posting pictures of them turning up or them at a club, or, them by the beach. And if you don't have copy that's like talking specifically to the conference coordinator, that's wasted real estate. And so what we recommend, and once you get to week 5 of the program, you'll see that we have a specific strategy where you need to be every single day posting at least once. And those posts should all be focused around how am I going to, even if it's only a few sentences, how do these few sentences improve the conference coordinator, their pain points that they're having? And if you have, doing this over a long period of time, it compounds, and soon you'll have a very full profile of social media profile of content that speaks directly to the conference coordinator's pain points. And so when they go through your feed, they're going to get tired of scrolling through so many good pieces of content, and they'll realize quickly, this guy's a subject matter expert. He's an insider, and he's been doing this for a long time. And that's how you get paid higher fees using social media.
Exactly. Great point, bro. Now, listen, these things are happening. And Wayne, when you get to module 4, we are talking about multimedia production. And if any of you want a free lesson, even before you get to module 4, because you just can't advance to get into module 4, you got to take it in steps. If any of you want a free lesson about social media, see, I'm just not posting stuff randomly. When I tell you guys, there is a strategy behind everything that we do. We just don't post random. So remember, I take my creativity, I create the post, and then I have to give it to Austin so he can do something with it, so we can reach all 4 corners of the globe. But I'm not sitting around waiting for Austin to tell me what I'm supposed to be writing about. Austin is the subject matter expert when it comes to the technology. I got the wealth of knowledge when it comes to the speaking industry. So any of you can go to any of our social media right now. I would never ask any of you to do something that you didn't see me illustrated first. Now, this is just a personal preference. You heard what Austin said. For those of you who don't understand, he said they're going to scroll through your timeline and look at pieces of content. Now, if you don't know what content is, let me back it up for you and let me share it again. He talked about real estate. What do they talk about in real estate? Location, location, location. This is a strategy The reason why you do not see me and Austin on any of our social media pages. Now, the Kevin T. Robertson brand, the KTR and the Speaker Focus, all of it is me and Austin. Those are our pages. You see that very strategically, I do not share any information under any circumstances on our page. The reason why is because it clutters the timeline. Is that making sense to everybody? It clutters the timeline. So when speakers like yourselves want to go to our platform and you can scroll post after post, you can scroll for the next 30 days and just keep looking at content. And it's nothing on there except for things to support you as a professional speaker. Now you heard Troya said, you heard him say that the conference coordinator needs to see value in that. So let me say it another way, off of his point. Look at it like the conference coordinator. If you're booking 25 tour days a year, that's like doing 25 separate job interviews. And you have a fingerprint, that's your social media DNA. I don't know, what kind of content are you sharing on your timeline, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your TikTok account, on your LinkedIn, on your YouTube? What kind of videos are you making? Like Austin said, are you turn up? Are you hanging out? Are you at the family cookout? What am I seeing on your timeline? If you don't get in there and clean it up right now before you even start booking speaking engagements, I don't know. You think that's going to hurt you if you're a target buyer? They're going to want to put their ass on the line. If I don't see Wayne, all you should be doing is go on Facebook Live on these leadership topics that you're creating. Do you understand? I can still see you, Wayne. That's why I'm still talking directly to you. You should be creating topics that the conference coordinator is going to consume. See, we take this stuff real serious. You don't even want me to start talking about how Austin is on my ass about staying focused. I want to go on tour real bad right now. I want to go back on tour. I want to take Speaker Focus on the road. You know what Troy told? We're going to get a chance. We're going to get a chance to get around to a KTR. Our platform needs you right now. We don't need you touring all around the world. We need you to be on the Zoom, and that's why we going on 3 hours and 21 minutes. I told you I could do this stuff all night long. So I'm gonna bring Austin on because you need to understand that this my business partner, I'm 52, he's 24. He started his first tech company when he was 12 years old. For all you old school people out there who you need to get a grip on technology. I know you might be a little shocked and afraid and I don't want to post on my social media. You got to learn to live free. You got to stop overthinking it. You got to just start posting. You'll get better at it. There's strategies, by the way, in module 4 to teach you how to manage your social media. Or if you just want to go and look at my social media, how did I learn how to post a long form and a short form piece of copy? Austin Troy. How did I learn to illustrate our brand better through LinkedIn? Austin Troy. This guy understands technology because he's young. So I stuck my hand out and said, do you want to be partners? Because I knew that that's the piece that I was struggling with. And now what do we do inside of 3 years? Create a #1 platform for speaker marketing on planet Earth. That's what we've done. And it's because of technology. So I'm telling you that we have it all on our platform and we're here to help you and be of service to you. We get ready to wrap up the call. Troy, is there anything that you want to leave our students with on our platform on the call tonight as we bring it to a close? And I hope I didn't miss anybody else that had a question, but I don't see any more hands up. I'm gonna let you wrap up the call.
No, I think you covered everything in the 3 hours. I think the biggest thing is just make sure you get into the online program and, just take every piece of content in there seriously and put in the work. I think that's the biggest thing is, learning is really important, but putting it into action is even, it's just as important, maybe even more important. So make sure you're going in there, doing the homework and actually taking action on this stuff, because that's what's really going to change your life.
Absolutely. Hey, man, as always, I appreciate you. I thank you for all of the training and the schooling that you gave me, even all of the Zoom training and everything, bro. It's all paying off and the hard work is paying off. Listen, I will catch each and every one of you.
Hey, Kev, real quick,
Next
we got
time.
Laurel put her hand up.
Laurel, okay. Oh, Laurel Erica. Oh, that's one of our top female coaching students. Hey,
Oh,
Laurel.
thank you. Hey, Kevin, I'm so happy to reconnect. Gosh,
It's
I've missed
Laurel.
you.
Laurel, I miss you too. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've just been focusing elsewhere, and I'm so glad you're here. I mixed up the time since I'm on the West Coast, so I missed most of this.
Absolutely.
But
But you know what, Laurel? Austin's going to be sending out a link to everybody so you can
okay,
look at the replay. And we've been on a little long tonight because people needed some additional help. So as always, talk to me, Laurel. What's going
okay.
on?
Are you going to do this regularly? Are you
Yes,
doing this?
every Monday from on 6 p.m. Eastern. Every
Okay,
Monday we'll be doing it, and we will send out an
I'll
email
be on.
notification as well.
So two questions. One is
Yes.
for the two of you, and I think primarily Austin. I have a website as a writer editor and a website for my word magic, which is about wordplay that unravels mass hypnosis and elevates the frequency of consciousness. And KTR has helped me design a program around a wordplay based program because it's captivating and it's a different approach to activating people's higher intelligence. So I have the program pretty well mapped out. The question is, do I need a separate website for my speaker program? I have the Word Magic Wordplay, which is just basically a placeholder with a lot of information, and I have the writer editor under Laurel Erica. Do I need a third one that's devoted primarily to speaking and is just a page or two or three? Would that be a good way to go?
Okay, now I'm going to propose the question to Austin. And then I'm gonna let him respond to it, and then I'm gonna give my portion on the back end. Okay. So I'm gonna let Austin address to you what most speakers fail to do is it's one call to action. So I'm gonna let Austin address why is it important to have one call to action. Austin, please.
Well, at first, I have a few questions. Laurel, on those two websites, so the conference coordinator you're trying to reach, does it speak directly to their pain points, and does it position your speaking services to solve those pain points?
No, neither of those address it because this is a new direction for me. Okay. And yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely would recommend, even if it's a tab on both of those pages, if it makes sense. I definitely need to, after the call, I'm going to go check it out and then give you a more, a more specific response. But I would definitely recommend having a page where all of the copywriting on that page is focused specifically on speaking to those conference coordinators you're trying to reach, speaking to the pain points that they have, doing some storytelling around that, and then positioning your speaking services as a way to solve those pain points, and then having one call to action on that page that is book a call with Laurel to learn more about her speaking services for sure.
Okay, I would greatly appreciate it if you would look at the two sites and what's the best way to, should I just put them in the chat for you to look at?
You can do that, or you can
email at speakerfocus.com.
I'm sorry, say again.
Yeah, just email them over to support@speakerfocus.com. That way Kevin and I will both get them.
Okay, great. And then the other question is, I have two Facebook pages. One is Word Magic Global. The other is personally Laurel Erica. I have been social media phobic. So I have to start really at the beginning. And I have, a lot of people have asked to be friends on my personal page. I don't even know them. And I've said yes if they know other friends. I don't know what to do about whether to have the separate Word Magic Global page as my main focus and try and get people to migrate over to that page if I don't personally know them. I mean, I'm starting from maybe not quite zero. So would love your advice on that.
I could definitely jump in here because, Kevin and I actually had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Kevin has had stalkers in the past. And so he's had to restrict and be more private with who he accepts as a friend on Facebook. And we stepped up our marketing. We tripled our Facebook ad spend in the last couple of weeks. So we've been getting a large influx of new people requesting Kevin on Facebook as a friend. And I've been like accepting a lot of them because I've noticed they fit our target market. And it definitely made Kevin a little bit uncomfortable, accepting more people as friends because now they can see into his personal life. But after we had a conversation, I just expressed to him, hey, as long as you do your research before hitting accept or requesting someone as a friend, as long as you do your research to make sure that they're actually like a professional and they're serious about their speaking business, or, for you, it'd be whatever you're trying to solve, to make sure that they're actually in your market, then I would definitely recommend just, trying to pull that, privacy guard down and perhaps just sharing less sensitive information on these social media pages, and just realize, hey, this is a very, very important tool for you to grow your business. And this is one of the first places that your customers or your potential customers are going to check you out, because they realize social media is going to have a lot of authenticity rather than your website.
Right.
Both are important, but they tell different stories. So, I highly recommend. Yeah, go ahead, Kev.
No problem. I just want to get this in. This is the new TV. Okay. This is radio. This is TV. People are doing more on demand. They want stuff in real time. So, Laurel, we should be creating, you have one for Word Magic and you have one for Laurel Erica. Now your brand is amazing. Laurel, everybody, she is one of the most gifted writers. When me and Laurel have a conversation about Word, Laurel, what was that? What was that thing called that you told me that I had when I told you that I literally see the words flying through the air and they drop down on the lower register and I could see the whole sentence come together just like that?
Gosh, I had a word for it, huh? I don't remember the word.
In other words, we had a conversation and she was like, oh, that, and she sent me some research information. So she's a wordsmith, okay? This is what she does. She uses words. She teaches people how to connect with words. So you have one for Word Magic and then you have one for Laurel Erica. So yeah. it's my brand. We have one for the consultancy, and then we have one for Kevin T. Robertson. But then it just got so big. Now it's bigger than me. It's speaker focused, right? So you have to have a different website to facilitate all those things to keep it separate, because other than that, it starts getting really, really confusing. And the call to action that we want to focus on with you is, excuse me, we want to make sure that the conference coordinator and meeting planner is not confused when they go to your website. They clearly understand what it is that you do. And then let me help you feel a little bit more comfortable, because I know a lot of people that half of our platform is 40 and over. And a lot of our older coaching students, they're not comfortable sharing on social media. I know how that feels. So Laurel, all I would do is just teach many classes about Word Magic, because you're exceptional when it comes to that. I remember in one of our one-on-one sessions, and Laurel had brought up a concern that may be a concern for a lot of you. She said that, well, I don't have a girth of speaking experience. So when she looked at my speaker info kit, she was like, how in the hell am I supposed to create all of this? Because I don't have that much speaking experience. I said, but you have a lot of writing experience. And you have done this before with your client base. So you have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that. She is a leading authority when it comes to writing. This woman is amazing. I mean, when I have my sessions with Laurel, we're like kindred spirits. It's on a whole nother level. I'm talking it's at the highest level you can get. And it's not just me doing the teaching. That's how we are. That's the kind of relationship that we built. So we have to now take Laurel's brand and reinforce her with the tools that's going to teach her how to post on social media, that's going to give her a level of comfort. And the best way to do it, Laurel, is to talk about the stuff that you already know. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. All I want you to do is just hit the Facebook Live like I'm seeing your face on this screen right now. Just get on there and talk to your audience. Now, you might say, well, Kevin, who is my audience? The people who you feel would be of service with Word Magic. Because one day somebody is going to go there. And just like Austin said, they're going to start picking through all of your YouTube videos, all of your Facebook Lives, all of your content. Just start posting every single day, short form or long form copy.
Okay, on Facebook, do I post it on my personal page or my Word Magic Global page, or both?
Post it on both.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna make it real easy for you, because what I do, and believe me, if I was doing it wrong, Austin would have screamed on me a long time ago. I post the same thing on my personal page as I do the public figure page.
Is there a button to press to make it go over to the page, or do I need to copy it and paste it and post it?
You just got to do a separate post, like copy and paste it.
Okay.
I typically do the main four, which is both of my pages on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Okay, and I don't know how to use LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn page, but I really don't know how to make good use of it.
So now this is why I'm extending the call tonight, because out of this Zoom session, I'm gonna do a session on just managing social media, because Laurel, a lot of people struggle with it. They just don't know, okay, if I press the button and I go Facebook Live, what am I gonna talk about? And then also too, they're worried about how their hair is looking and all of this kind of stuff. We just can't be wrapped up into that. We just got to start producing content. You're beautiful, Laurel, and we love you, okay?
Thank you.
We're going to be there with you all the way, every step of the way with support.
That feels wonderful. Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah, and so you said teach many classes on Word Magic. Where do you recommend I do that?
Okay, watch this. I want you to purchase a tripod from Amazon, like 20 bucks.
I've got a tripod.
A selfie stick or a tripod. I want you to put the tripod up as high as you can get it. Find a chair and sit in the chair.
Okay.
Maybe adjust it, bring it down so that you are in frame like you see in my Zoom box right now. See the amount of spacing I have from shoulder to the box?
Yeah.
And shoulder to box? And up high, right? Just get, in the television industry, we call that being in frame. I just want you to be in frame.
Okay.
Just get as centered as you possibly can be. Then I want you to turn your camera phone around. Watch this. I want you to go over to your phone and I want you to press record. And I want you to just sit there and hit record. And I want you to just have a topic that you want to teach in your mind. And talk about that. Start what? Do one for 10 minutes first.
Okay.
Before you post it, send it over to me. Let me look at it.
Okay. So don't do it on Facebook Live, but do a video and send it to you. I don't think I can transmit anything larger than 3 minutes if I try and text it over to you.
Well, you can, if you can't, you can send it through Facebook Messenger. Will allow you to send a bigger video if you have to.
Okay.
Let me just take a look at it first, and then I'll be like, oh, Laura, you're good. No, or I've been to your YouTube videos before if you just did that. But remember, the signature programs that we created, I want you to start breaking out lessons from your signature programs. That's where your content is going to come from.
Okay.
And the filler stuff is all the stuff you've been teaching for years about Word Magic. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I did like a 2 or 3, well, maybe a 4-minute Facebook Live today. I mean,
oh, great.
Yeah, and I did it on.
I'm gonna look at it as soon as we get off the call, and I'm gonna give you some feedback.
That would be great. I would love that. So finally, then maybe have a separate web page that's just speaker, and maybe call it Queen of English, or as the URL, or I don't know what. Is that a good idea?
Maybe perhaps what we can do is just, I'm real big on brand and I love your name. I love laurelerica.com. I would make that your speaker site. That's just me. Okay. Because you do have Word Magic or the queenofenglish.com. If you have that reserved, I think you told me that you did.
I think I was, yeah, I haven't. I don't know if I have even, but I'll take a look.
The domain name that you have, I love all of them, but I like to connect with the individual name. Remember, Laurel, your brand is you and you are your brand. You definitely have some market differentiation already because you've been in the market, you've been doing this, you've written books, you have videos out there, you have a lot going. Now, what we don't want to do is when the target buyer goes to your website is we do not want to overwhelm them with too much wordplay. It's got to be stripped down and simple. Remember, Austin said one call to action for a reason.
Well, that's why I think it ought to be just one separate site. The Laurel Erica site, I mean, for editing and writing.
That's right.
That's what it's been, but it hasn't been for speaking. So
now watch this. See, remember they call it the golden triangle. Okay. Speaker, consulting, and coaching.
Okay.
They call it the golden triangle: speaking, coaching, and consulting. What you're doing with the wordplay, with the Word Magic site, is you're consulting. You're coaching. You have a lot of service deliverables. Like, I mean, the woman is amazing, everybody. She writes movie scripts. She's a ghostwriter. She writes all kinds of stuff. That's the services that she offers. That's the consulting, and that is the coaching. The speaking has got to be by itself.
Okay, so I'll do that speaking, and I just have to see what the URL is since it's been editing. Okay.
Hey, Laurel, how about this? What if we did laurelerica.com and then you just had /speaking, and then you had a nav link on laurelerica.com for speaking, so that if they came to your laurelerica.com as a conference coordinator, they can clearly see the speaking tab and click on that, and then the whole page is dedicated to them. Then you don't have to create a whole new web address.
Okay. Well,
this is why we have Austin.
Yeah, I'm interested in your services, Austin, just aspirationally at the moment. So, so it would be then not off the Word Magic Global site, but off the Laurel Erica site.
Correct.
See, that's the confusion because as it's got my name, but it's not related to Word Magic.
Well, yes, it is. Watch this. Remember, Laurel, you are your brand and your brand is you. Your brand is supposed to describe three things. Who are you? What do you do? How does it benefit the target buyer? It's not going to change. It's just going to be separated and with more clarity. Remember I told you when I looked at your site and I gave you my professional analysis of your site, you just were doing too much like a lot of people do. You know, we can't overwhelm the target buyer with all of our services at one time. We got to strip it down. They want to see the speaker info kit on there and the speaker video demo, and you have great speaker video demos already for Word Magic. You don't even need to create a new one.
Well, I don't really have speaker demos. I have my YouTubes, but I haven't done the speaker demos about my
about your signature
programs. Yeah, I haven't done that.
What I'm trying to tell you is that you're so talented. If you wanted to use one of your Word Magic videos for your speaker video demo, damn it, I wouldn't even be mad at you.
Okay.
That's how good it is. You see what I'm saying?
Well, thank you. I do. The one that went viral is like 10 years old. I don't look that way anymore, you know.
Laurel, I'll take it how I can get it. I'll take you 10 years ago, 20 years, 10 days. I love you. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, you're gorgeous and you're beautiful and you got a great brand. So now, here's how we're going to end the call. Unless you have another question for Austin.
Thank you.
Here's how we're going to end the call. I want you to tell, now you listen, you are a very seasoned business professional. But your confidence was a little fractured in these different categories. So I want you to share with the audience before we leave what you've gotten the most from working with us thus far.
Well, more confidence, a greater sense of direction, a tremendous degree of insight and empathy and encouragement, and I think I said inspiration if I didn't. I mean, that concrete steps and just so much energy, like Wayne experienced today, where you just nail it. And yeah, and your heart, you're so in it for the person you're serving rather than for yourself. It's just profound. And yeah, I love your energy. I love your empathy, and I love your intelligence and integrity.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to be in it with you all the way. Thank you so much for the kind words. And when you book the first speaking engagement, I'm going to be sitting right there front row on me, and I'll be out there clapping, okay?
Amen. I love you. Thank you.
Got my word. Love you too, Eric. Love you too, Laurel. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we will be here listen, sometime it's going to get a little long on these sessions, but I can go all day and all night. We're here to answer your questions. We will be here every Monday from here on out, 6 p.m. Eastern. You will get the replay if you ever miss it. And we want you on. For those of you who just joined the program, for those of you who want to send emails, it's support@speakerfocus.com if you need your homework assignments checked. If you want to send us anything, if there's any technical issues coming up, if you feel like we need to be talking about a topic, we're not perfect and we're improving the process every single week. We are here to support you and give you the tools and the strategies and the tips and the techniques and the steps so you can be successful in your professional speaking career. For those of you who are on the platform right now and you have not scheduled a call with me or Austin, you can visit www.speakerfocus.com/training. And you can look at a half-an-hour workshop video. We prefer if you look at the workshop video prior to scheduling the call. If you want a customized strategy session, so we can help you like we're doing Laurel right now, who's in our coaching program. We can help you like Wayne, who's in our coaching program. Karis, who's in our coaching program. Tina Marie, who's in our coaching program, and many others that were on the call. Jason, who just joined Speaker Focus platform. We are simply here to help you understand the speaker game. So with that being said, I'm going to log off right now. Remember, you will get a replay of this after the broadcast, and I will see you right here, same time next week. For those of you who don't know who I am Kevin T. Robertson, the world's #1 speaker coach. It is my absolute pleasure to be your facilitator on these calls. My business partner, Chief Technical Officer, is Austin Troyer. We will, if you have any issue from a technical standpoint, Austin will be on top of it like a cheap suit and get it fixed for you immediately. We want you to keep growing with us. We love you and we appreciate you. And I will see you right here next time. Laurel, don't forget to schedule a session with me real soon. Okay, we got to catch up. Any of my other students, I love you. Any of my other students, if you need to schedule one-on-one classes, and the rest of you that's in the Speaker Focus platform right now, stop looking at reality TV and get to work and do like Wayne did. Keep sliding that bar back and looking at those modules over and over and over again. Repetition, ladies and gentlemen, is the master teacher of learning. And if you go through the process, I don't promise it to you, I guarantee you that you will get the results and you can become a high-paced speaker. We are committed to making sure that you do that. I'll catch you right here the next time on our Zoom call, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I love you, everybody. Have a good evening.